The scene opens with a mesmerizing view. A blonde girl who calls herself Dewey Cap is whining beside me. With a sweet voice like honey, handsome don't pretend to be asleep anymore. Wake up and come play with us. Other cheerful voices joined in. That's right. That's right. Come here, let's play. I was stunned and wondered, oh, how come there are so many beautiful girls here? Could it be that I'm dreaming? But the feeling was strangely real. Every soft touch made me shiver. Girls, stop licking me, it's itchy. Suddenly, I jolted, no way, damn it really is a dream. In reality, there were no beautiful girls at all. Instead, two grotesque monsters with heads as big as nightmares were crazily rushing toward me. Don't come here. In that critical moment, I quickly grabbed a stone nearby. Without hesitation, I threw it hard at the monster's face and shouted loudly, "Get lost! Leave me alone." I am So Kwang, a lucky survivor in this ruined world. I originally planned to go out to find some food and scraps. Unexpectedly, I got tired and took a break. As soon as I woke up, I ran right into this terrifying creature. I really wanted to curse, but now the only option was to run headlong. Fortunately, the strength of this two-headed hyena wasn't that fierce. It seemed like I had escaped it. However, dusk was falling. In a ruined world full of monsters like this, wandering around any further was truly too dangerous. Even though my stomach was growling with hunger, I still decided it was safer to return to base. My base is an abandoned nursing home called Shelter 404. Don't be fooled by its shabby appearance. Inside, this place is so vast that I can't stay in it all by myself. Thinking back to the dream with those two girls earlier, if they were here with me, that would be amazing. But in some way, I'm not really alone. Yes, you finally came back. Administrator! A mechanical voice sounded. It was Tooth-Hat Assistant Robot Model 777. Calmly, I replied, "Calm down, Tooth-Hat. I was only out for half a day." But Tooth-Hat kept urging, "You have been out too long and still have missions to complete." Tooth-Hat is the assistant at Shelter 404, and I am the administrator here. I am the administrator. I have a safe refuge to survive in this ruined world along with some snacks. Although not abundant, at least I don't have to starve. But this position also comes with responsibilities. My mission is to use Earth's internet to guide players into this ruined world to rebuild it. I, a time traveler from Earth who arrived here 5 months ago, couldn't be more suited for this role. Without hesitation, the Ruined Online plan officially began. Do you believe there is a game in this world with realism comparable to virtual reality? In the secret chat group of the Traubal Club, I, So Kwang, sent a message. I just got a job at a company researching and developing a VR online game. The future has countless possibilities. Immediately, lively responses appeared. No way is this real. I want to play handsome, bro, excited chat messages. All right, bro. Almost had me convinced. The level 8 storm enthusiast sneered. If this technology really exists, it should be used in other fields, not games. The yellow raincoat chimed in. Keep bragging, Kwang. You're blowing it up like a storm. Brother Fong laughed sarcastically. If it's real, it'd definitely be used for the military. Training special forces would be top-notch. Bright blonde hair flying excitedly typing. Suddenly my face twisted. So Kwang directly sent a link into the group if anyone wants to try it. The cyber world is vast. The beautiful girl you're talking to might just be a middle-aged man hiding behind the screen. My account. So Kwang is logged in from Shelter 404 in this ruined world. I record the content, I send a link. If anyone is interested, give it a try. As you can see, I'm tempting players from Earth to join this realistic game world with the pitch 100% VR game Ruined Online. Currently, 11 people have pre-ordered. This number is enough to complete the mission and earn the reward of being the game administrator. I immediately heard a mechanical voice say, "Mission completion calculated. Reward received a carbon nano bulletproof vest plus 5 bonus points." Just 5 months in this world. I still clearly remember that back on Earth I was an ordinary sales manager. That day, I secured a big order. At the celebration party, just one glass of wine made me feel a strange tightness in my chest. A piercing sound rang out. My head spun and I lost consciousness. Pain brought me back to awareness. When I opened my eyes, the scene before me was completely unfamiliar. The city was in ruins. The skyscrapers were desolate. Thick fog hung heavy. The air was stifling and hard to breathe. I realized I had traveled through time to a devastated world. At first, I thought I had been thrown into a movie set by some film crew for a reality show. I desperately ran away from this hellish place, but it was much larger than I had imagined. Even more terrifying, my body seemed to have transformed into a completely different person. The piercing sound rang out again before the time travel. Then a miracle happened. A system interface appeared in mid-air. The system notified, "Welcome Su Kwang, the looter, to the world of ruins online." According to that message, I became the first looter of this world. At that moment, I just wanted to call the police, but I didn't even have a phone on me. Not even a single hair. Struggling in this ruined world for a day, my stomach growled with hunger. To survive, I had to accept reality and go find food. Unexpectedly, I actually found a place with smoke rising. The settlement of the lucky survivors. They wore tattered clothes and moved sluggishly like zombies. I sneaked in, hoping to find some food and gather information about this world. Suddenly, a cold gun barrel pressed tightly against my head. "Don't move, or I'll feed you lotus seed soup. Which refuge are you from?" This person spoke a strange language not belonging to any language on Earth. But miraculously, I not only understood but could respond. As Jonas coldly held a double-barrel gun, eyes locked on me. Su Kwang forced a smile. "Brother, don't be tense. I'm just passing through." Just as I wanted to ask for directions, a loud bang rang out, making my ears ring. A bullet whizzed past my head and hit a giant bear charging nearby. Everyone around gasped in shock and panic. Old Wonder frowned and snorted coldly. His sharp eyes looked at me. "This ruined world is no playground. You don't have a single piece of gear on you. Don't run around recklessly, otherwise you'll become tasty prey for the monsters." As he spoke, he bent down to inspect the mutated bear's corpse. Muttering something, I silently thanked him. In some ways, Old Wonder wasn't wrong. But to survive and gather information, I have been stuck in this world for 5 months. This is a parallel world. In the year 2129 to 11 years ago, a horrific great war nearly destroyed all of human civilization. Since then, this world entered the era of hellfire, where mutated animals are rampant and combat power has skyrocketed many times over. Humanity faces the risk of global mutation, while already depleted resources are threatened by brutal bandits. By 2340, the era of ruins began. Survival became a harsh mission. Even eating full meals daily became a luxury. Although I've been here a while and somewhat understand this ruined world, one thing still puzzles me. Whenever I approach the place I traveled through time to, a strange noise echoes in my head as if urging me to uncover hidden truths. Until I reached an abandoned nursing home amid the city ruins. That sound grew intense and unmistakable. Definitely the voice calling me came from here. I steeled myself to enter. The deeper I went, the louder the noise in my head became, guiding me in the right direction. Unexpectedly, beneath the nursing home was a place like this. Unfortunately, I found no useful items on the way. Suddenly, I froze my face, showing extreme astonishment. This place actually has a refuge station. The sound calling me seemed to come from behind the door in front of me. It was beckoning me. The door started to shake. Flickers of technological energy made my eyes light up. "Activate it, must activate it." I placed my hand on the perfectly sized door. Success. The door really opened. In a moment, thick white smoke poured out of the room, freezing me in place. A strange figure gradually appeared. 2 eyes glowing like headlights, accompanied by the sound of machinery starting up, slowly approaching me. Damn, did I just activate a huge boss? I panicked silently, but that thing suddenly rushed forward, revealing a form that was not scary at all. It was even a bit cute. A tiny robot hurriedly spoke. "I am not the boss. You are my boss. I am your little assistant number 777 administrator, respectfully welcoming you. Congratulations on becoming the administrator of Refuge Station 404. So Kwang was still stunned. My identity has turned into an administrator already, leveling up that fast, I murmured to myself. So does that mean I have to manage this entire Refuge Station? The little robot continued. You know the NPC item collector has leveled up to GM the administrator. Bingo, respected administrator. I will help you complete your tasks later. Tasks? I frowned. Exactly. You need to use Earth's internet to guide beings called players here to complete the task of rebuilding the home. Once the task is completed, both the players and you will receive rewards continuously leveling up and becoming stronger. Hearing this explanation, So Kwang felt a surge of excitement. So I can contact Earth from here. Of course. This refuge station is not only linked to Earth's internet in a parallel world, but also has its own official website. Players who pre-register will automatically receive an ID and be registered as residents of the Refuge station in the administrator's system. You can also choose a special ID to activate your game identity. The system will use a special method to send the game helmet to players. Then they can officially log into this ruined world, similar to playing a virtual reality online game. Just by wearing the helmet, they will connect to the training chamber inside the Refuge station. Coming to my clone identity, the more I heard, the more excited So Kwang became. Indeed, heaven does not block the way. My golden-handed person has finally arrived. I laughed out loud and then felt awkward calling the robot by its number. From now on, I'll call you Little Seven. Hearing this, Little Seven jumped up happily, showing obvious joy. I have a name now. Oh, wow. It ran around, making me a bit anxious. Hey, what are you doing? Don't tell me it's broken, Little Seven repeated with excitement. My name is Little Seven. My name is Little Seven. Respected administrator, please guide me more. I couldn't help but sigh. Why is this thing like a child? Although this assistant is a bit silly, the system summoning players as helpers is truly a fantastic hack. Not only helping me level up to become powerful, but also able to communicate with humans on Earth. Maybe I can even find a way back to the old world. Now knowing the task is complete, the condition to activate Refuge Station 404 is to recruit pre-registered players. Requires at least 4 members or more mainline type. Reward nanocarbon bulletproof vest plus 5 bonus points. So fast, the system already issued a new task. No time to lose. I immediately started recruiting players. The original World Mail Dormitory won some university. Deep Vi, nicknamed the Night Invader, had just been added to a chat group exchanging info about new games. He was stunned when he saw the introduction text for Ruined Online. What is this? How can a game like this exist? In the chat group of the hardcore club players from Earth were crazily discussing this game app. So Kwang, that is me, launched mesmerizing advertisement site. Hearing, touch, taste, and all senses exactly like the real world. A game with completely immersive 100% realism. The game timeline and the real world are in a 1:1 ratio, only about 12 hours difference. By applying the technical principle of dream intervention, playing games is equivalent to sleeping with a level 8 chat room administrator. Commenting here, what kind of illusion system setup is this smiling face? Moreover, it sounds like an old internet essay related to virtual reality games. Handsome Ma Huin sends a big smiling face, haha. Are you talking about virtual reality dreams? When I was in school, I was also into watching these things. Yellow Raincoat thumbs up saying this setup logic doesn't make sense, right? Isn't the network provider just trying to make money and let everyone play freely? If it's 100% realistic like this, where is the dignity of the RMB warriors? Is everyone just watching for free? How many immersive real, 100% realistic games are there? Dude, what era are you in? Using such a rustic font to advertise to attract players won't work. Deep V types more and more enthusiastically, showing the standard of a modern keyboard warrior. At this moment, at the 404 Refuge in the wasteland world, I was crazily typing on the computer like in the opening. I'll directly drop the link, full HD pink included, who wants to play. Deep V was a bit surprised, though not fully convinced. He thought, what if there really is a game like this? Over 200 mods for the Elder Scrolls V and over 100 wives he created himself will come to life from the save file. Imagine, honey, are you tired? Let me massage you. Honey, are you hot? Let me fan you. Honey, open your mouth. I'll feed you cantaloupe amazing who's afraid of who. As a university student, Diep V carries the spirit of scientific and technical exploration. So let's try it. Whoever doesn't like it is a dog for me to see how realistic it can be. The cafeteria of some university smells like spicy stir-fried chicken, really appetizing and filling. Deep Vi returned to his room full and satisfied. Just opening the door, he was stunned to see a box neatly placed on the table. An order from my roommate, Curious. Hey Vi, what did you buy that's so big? I didn't buy anything. Who sent this? Deep Vi was bewildered. His roommate shrugged, I don't know. The roommate also shook his head, I don't know either. Deep Vi frowned and muttered, this is not normal at all. He carefully opened the box placed neatly on the bed. Inside was a black hat with a modern design radiating high-tech vibes. He widened his eyes in amazement. Is this the game's hat? Without hesitation, Diep V decided to try it on immediately. When activated, the hat emitted a series of mechanical sounds and dazzling flashing lights. Wow, it's blinding. Is the game starting now? He excitedly thought, here it comes, a fully immersive 100% realistic game. Wives in the virtual reality world. I'm here, I'm going to take care of V2 Bao. If this game is as realistic as advertised, the benefits inside must be plenty for my female players in the harem. I'm here suddenly. Deep V's face twisted as a system notification sounded, waiting for the game to activate in 72 hours. He screamed, nearly going crazy. No, my pants are already off, and you tell me to wait 3 more days. The roommate heard and frowned. Deep V, are you crazy screaming like that in the middle of the night? That's right, guys, just go deal with him. Another person joined in with Diep V, turning with a grumpy voice. Brother Lou, don't. Brother Lou. Wait, let me see this first. The roommate was curious. Vi, when did you buy this? Meanwhile, at the 404 Refuge, Officer Kwong was still diligently herding chickens in the chat group of the Tough Girls Club, scolding 10 times at night. Deep Vi sent an icon with a message. Little fairy, are you there? Handsome Ma Huyn immediately commented. Received already. This thing is very unusual. Left right at my doorstep. The future is long. This is really scary. I found it at the parking lot door with a level 8 admin added. I saw it on the desk and thought a colleague left it behind. Deep Vi refused to lose everyone. Nothing is stranger than me. This package appeared directly on my bed. All 3 roommates were here, but no one saw how this box was brought in. Moreover, even stranger, did you notice? When he wears the hat, I see a countdown timer, but others see nothing. Someone in the group blurted out, "What you said is indeed a bit unusual. Tell me which game company is so omniscient, not only knowing our address, but also delivering items directly to us. I wonder if it's some kind of supernatural thing." Yeah, Handsome Ma agrees. Yeah, this is what I noticed the most too. The address okay if you analyze the real location using the IP address, theoretically it's doable. But the logistics of delivering goods like this, I give up. I'm in Jinling and the Young Lady Guild is in Zhangcheng, 500 kilometers apart. Yet we almost received the hats at the same time. Right after clicking the link, Deep V nodded, exactly. Moreover, not long after clicking the link, you paused, then continued with curiosity. I have a bold idea. How about taking off the hat to see what's inside? An 8th-level ancient expert immediately responded, That's very dangerous. At least I don't know how to remove it. Using force makes it hard to guarantee it can be put back on. Another person cut in. Everyone tell me, what game company is this so powerful? Not only do they know our addresses, but they also have the skill to deliver hats directly to us. Should we report this to the police? Handsome Ma shook his head. No loss, the police probably can't do much. Besides, how do you explain what this even is? Deep V sighed. It's really hard to explain. I tried wearing the hat while putting my phone inside to record, but it captured nothing. I couldn't see anything at all. At the 404 Refuge station, Su Kwang input his voice into the system with full confidence. Our company's technology is a trade secret and can't be revealed. Since we know each other, I fought hard to secure 4 beta test slots and send the game hats directly to you all. The devices are on loan, so don't lose them within 2 months or I won't be able to explain to the company. Each device is linked to a user's identity information. One set only allows logging into one account and can only be used by one person. Handsome Ma responded, Exactly. We can't put Su Kwang in harm's way. Let's play first and then decide. Su Kwang replied, The beta test phase is free, but due to lack of funds, there's no salary. We'll send 1,000 likes to show our love for you, Su Kwang. If it really is full immersion virtual reality, I'll plant banana trees then. Seeing the lively reactions in the chat group, Su Kwang smiled contentedly. Indeed, finding night owl friends online was the right choice. After traveling through time, I almost lost contact with family and friends. Years passed, probably they think I'm dead. Looks like I have to rely on myself for everything. I told myself to get to work. Our official website is too basic. Xiaoqi. I turned to the assistant robot, add forum documents and images functions. Can you do it? Xiaoqi nodded repeatedly. Of course I can. Please instruct me. Continue. At the start, physical labor is needed, so male players are more important. The website must be eye-catching to easily attract noobs. Also, it should not only help players understand the game, but increase interactivity and engagement. Use AI to impersonate female players to interact with real male players in the chat group. Suddenly, a little sister account appeared. Big brothers who can pull me into Huang Tan online, I really like it. Deep V immediately replied, Little sister, let me pull you up to the clouds. I chuckled quietly and went back to work. These 3 days dress up the website well. But Xiaoqi suddenly asked respectfully, Administrator, why did you only open 4 accounts? Isn't the website supposed to have 11 pre-registered players? I explained, they only occupy a small part of the 100 nurturing pods in Zone B, which is a scarce resource. Fewer people means saving food. Also, the 3 enforcement rights ban login, ban posting, and revoke game qualifications are used to deal with disruptive players. But we can't force them to wear the hat and go online to work. You can't force it. Let's train 4 people first. Old Bak and Fangda 10 Direction School, temporarily these 4 people are enough. But Xiaoqi nodded in agreement. Makes sense. Also, recruiting 4 people is enough to complete this mission. At that moment, the system announced the completion of the player recruitment task. Pre-registered players 4 out of 11 total. Reward a carbon nano bulletproof vest plus 5 bonus points. Click to claim. I clicked claim. Almost immediately, a tech vest appeared and automatically put itself on me. I was briefly startled but couldn't help but be amazed. So cool. A carbon nano bulletproof vest capable of absorbing kinetic energy and dispersing force within a range. Durability allows damage reduction. Current durability 100%. Having this will make going out much safer later on. I told myself excitedly. Xiaoqi raised his mechanical voice with excitement. Honored Administrator, the bulletproof vest isn't the coolest thing yet. There's also a surprise mystery box reward waiting for you. Administrator Grant Primary Mystery Box requires 1 reward point. Intermediate Mystery Box requires 10 reward points. Advanced Mystery Box requires 100 reward points. Mystery boxes of different tiers determine the minimum reward level. The primary mystery box can at least open for food supplies. The worst intermediate mystery box will give medicine. The advanced mystery box can open to reveal weapons. Suoguang pondered, should I use these 5 reward points to open a better primary mystery box, or save up to 100 points to open a better weapon? Just then, Xiaoqi announced, Honored Administrator, a new mission has been updated in your admin log. Please check it promptly. Suoguang opened the mission log. Shelter 404 meets the activation conditions for the first supply batch. Requires at least 1 player logged into the main storyline game. Reward matter purification machine. Mission prepare a generator with power greater than 19 kilowatts. Branch storyline type 1 reward, 100 reward points. 100 reward points. Suoguang's eyes widened as he muttered, matter purification machine sounds like a resurrection coin, a resource for players to reform into an asexual body. Weapons can wait until I have enough 100 reward points. He turned to Xiaoqi, use all my 5 reward points to open the primary mystery box, understood. Xiaoqi replied, first mystery box opened. Second opened. Third opened. Fourth opened. Opened. Suoguang almost screamed, looking at the pile of rewards on the table. Is this a mystery box? Apple-flavored lollipop, net weight 25G. Grape-flavored lollipop, net weight 25G. Hardtack, net weight 100G. Mango-flavored lollipop, net weight 25G. He shouted, this system is really stingy. Does it think I'm a child? Just randomly stuffing some fruit lollipops for kids and cutting part of my reward. Suddenly, he found a scrap of paper mixed in with the candies. Curiously, Suoguang picked it up. What's this? Isn't this the 5th reward? He opened and read. The letter was written in the language of this world, but luckily after 5 months he had mastered it. Suoguang's translation view appeared clearly. In this world, what living beings are more suitable as chickens than players? They are not only curious but also full of passion, always resilient in the face of difficulties, never despairing in dire situations. Most importantly, they even think from the operator's perspective, voluntarily acting as chickens for themselves. I packaged this device as a game, truly a genius. The first administrator of Shelter 404, please place this letter in the 5th primary mystery box. This is a gift I give to my successor. Suoguang was shaking with anger. Passing this is clearly a waste of my primary mystery box. Xiaoqi hurriedly waved his hand. Honored Administrator, please calm down. He comforted. In a civilization as backward as the 7th, being able to invent such a badass black technology and turn it into a game, the first administrator is not simply a genius. Suoguang frowned. Xiaoqi, do you know the first-generation administrator? Honored Administrator Xiaoqi replied, I wasn't activated until you entered this shelter. It's okay, not your fault. Suoguang nodded. But if he was the first-generation admin, the database here should have records about him. Yes, Xiaoqi responded. I'll search immediately. After a while, it reported, according to Shelter 404 records, the predecessor administrator transferred authority over a century ago on 1/1/2157. This once prosperous planet endured a destructive war from 2125 to 2029. Both sides used every means to annihilate each other, destroying everything on the planet's surface. Both succeeded in sending the opponent to hell, but also buried themselves. From then on began an era of desolation even more rudimentary than the primordial age. Data shows that nuclear weapons long after the war destroyed almost the entire civilization, but there is no detailed information about the early administrators. Maybe it was deleted. Su Kwang sighed, so that's how it is. If so, just put this matter aside. It's been 3 more days before new players log in. I'll go prepare a bit. Might as well stop by the scrap recovery station. The important thing is that this shelter has no food or drink. You stay here obediently and wait for me to come back. Xiaoqi asked, when will you return? At the latest in 3 days. If all goes well, I'll be back tomorrow night. Su Kwang replied to prepare food and rest for the players. I've decided to visit the survivor base. It's 8 a.m., 12 hours ahead of Eastern Time Zone 8. On the way from Shelter 404 to Be the City. Danger lurks everywhere. The 2-headed hyenas starving spare no prey that passes by. Suddenly, 2 two-headed hyenas appeared, growling fiercely. Startling Su Kwang, could it be that I've been discovered? He recalled what the survivors said: 2-headed hyenas are congenital mutants caused by gamma rays. Their combat strength can't compare to before mutation. Su Kwang smirked coldly. He silently picked up a sharp iron pipe from nearby scrap. If I had a weapon, dealing with these 2 wouldn't be hard. But he told himself, if not discovered, no need to cause trouble. These mutant variants are the main threat survivors face. Similar to creepers or monsters born from biological weapons, 2-headed hyenas are especially intelligent. They usually send scouts ahead, like mutant stickers. Once you spot one, the whole pack will swarm and corner you in the dark. You never know how many are lurking. A single small mistake can put you in dire straits, even cost you your life. Be the City survivor base. He is at the scrap recovery station in Giant Rock City, the largest survivor gathering place in Than Tien City. Su Kwang came to exchange survival supplies, otherwise there would be nothing to eat when players arrive at the shelter. He stepped into the recovery station where people use the copper coin currency of Giant Rock City to exchange food and supplies. Su Kwang placed some batteries and adhesive glue on the table. The electric scale here is, as usual, never accurate. Next to it is a sign listing fair prices with no deception. The shopkeeper's son, Old Lee, looked at him and smiled. Your old dad, Lee, total 3 copper coins. The batteries are good, but the glue is just okay, so only counted half price. Are you buying anything? I have a new shipment from Giant Rock City, Su Kwang asked. Do you have guns? Old Lee laughed loudly. The recovery station is the mayor's business, specializing in buying old spare parts, scrap, and mutant rats. The only thing in Be the City is guns, huh? Even if we had, you couldn't afford them. But there is some food and fuel. If I were you, I'd buy a lot while it's not yet winter. Supplies will spike then. Su Kwang frowned. You mean winter is coming soon? Old Lee scratched his head. I remember you just arrived here a few months ago and haven't experienced it. Last year at this time, the temperature already started dropping. This year, winter might come earlier. Maybe even snow in October. Then the mutants outside will be more active to prepare for winter. They become more bloodthirsty and aggressive. In the snow, you can't tell if it's debris or a mutant rat with sharp teeth lurking. Su Kwang sighed, damn this miserable weather. He muttered for everyone to try to scrape up more glue. After this batch, wait for spring to continue trading. Old Lee nodded. When winter hits, bad weather means the trading team won't come here. Even if you find good stuff, you can only store it indoors and wait for next spring to sell. But you can risk going to Giant Rock City 10 kilometers away. The market there never closes even in winter. Su Kwang gave a bitter smile. Old Lee sure talks a lot. But thanks to him, I quickly adapted to this desolate life. Old Lie used to work for a refuge department. Later, he was captured as a slave and bought by the mayor of B the Street. He was assigned the task of dealing with the scavengers. If this world hadn't fallen into crisis, perhaps Old Lie would have been an architect, a doctor, or a scholar. Instead of sitting here recording ledgers, Su Kwang turned and waved casually as he left. Thanks, sir. I'll head back now. Old Lie laughed heartily. No need to be so formal. Be careful. If you find anything good, remember to sell it to me. Su Kwang strolled leisurely down the dusty road. He thought to himself, maybe it's because Old Lie saw him as one of the refuge department's own. That's why he showed such special interest. He counted back the 3 Zhu coins, not enough to buy much. At home, he checked how many belongings he had, adding the 3 Shu, just about 50 Zhu in total. This was his entire estate. This small amount of money was enough for Refuge Department 404 to hold on during the early phase. First, he needed to repair this place. Use shoe coins to exchange for working tools. Then have players collect nearby materials to reinforce the nursing home's concrete walls. If this was a 100% labor game, he had to start with the most basic tasks. Besides tools, food was an essential necessity. The asexual body, when linked with the player's consciousness, also needed to eat to recharge energy like a living person. If these players went hungry, they would definitely cause unpredictable trouble, maybe even lose control. Su Kwang frowned, thinking if an administrator lets players starve and cause disaster, they have to take responsibility. He calculated enough food for 5 adults for a week. 2 meals a day, 1 loaf of bread each meal, a total of 70 loaves. Bread was the most common food in the city. 1 shoe could buy 1 loaf. But if they're just chickens, no need to feed them too well. He recalled the words of the first administrator. What other creature in this world is better suited to be a chicken than a player? He smirked, planned to feed them green wheat from a nearby farm. 3. Xu could buy 1 kilogram, 5 kilograms enough for 1 person to eat for 2 weeks. For now, just prepare that. Then head to the scrap recovery station and decide next steps. Just as he walked, Su Kwang suddenly bumped into a little girl. Watch out. The girl looked up shyly. Big brother, sorry, I didn't mean to. Su Kwang recognized her. You're Du Xiaoyu, the youngest daughter of the Du family, right? Xiaoyu nodded timidly. I heard noises in your house. I was afraid someone was coming to take things, so I ran over to check. Su Kwang cleared his throat and said, Thanks, Xiaoyu. She immediately smiled brightly. You're welcome. Later, when I'm not home, you can watch the house for me, heh. I'm free anyway, nothing else to do. Su Kwang frowned seriously. Hey, kid, don't get too close to strangers. It's not good if you meet bad people. Xiaoyu pouted, sulking. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm grown up now, I can already get married. Besides, you're not a bad person. Last time I was hungry, you even invited me to have soup. Su Kwang said, Oh, now I understand. So that's why Xiaoyu kept sneaking around near my house, probably hoping to mooch some more food. He took a lollipop from his pocket and handed it to her. All right, don't be mad anymore. Take it and eat it. Xiaoyu's eyes widened. Oh, really, I get to eat this. Don't tell anyone I gave it to you for free or you won't get any more later. Su Kwang reminded her, Thank you. I've never eaten this before. Xiaoyu held the lollipop, inspecting it. Why can't I bite it? This tastes so strange. Su Kwang laughed. Ha ha, silly girl, let me help you unwrap it. Under the red glow, the lollipop sparkled brilliantly. Here, take it. He looked at Xiaoyu and suddenly felt pity for the poor child. If she were in the old world at this age, she'd probably still be in school. Xiaoyu timidly tasted it, her eyes shining like stars. What a sweet flavor. She was enchanted by the lollipop, unable to resist the charm of this small gift. Despite her ragged clothes, Xiaoyu was still a little beauty. Fair skin, a cute face, and a gentle voice like a bird's song. This is too sweet, very delicious, I like it. Su Kwang smiled. Liking it is enough. This is called a lollipop. Xiaoyu was surprised. Ha ha, so you can smile too. The little girl held out the lollipop to him. You try a bite too. This lollipop is extremely sweet. Su Kwang chuckled. All right, stop joking. I'm going to work now. Be good and watch the house for me. Xiaoyu still insisted. Ha, I'm not joking. Xiaoyu was very serious, but Su Kwang quickly disappeared, leaving the little girl bewildered, looking around, wondering where he went. Xiaoyu muttered to herself, Don't worry, Xiaoyu will watch the house for you. Zone B, Shuo Refuge 404. 3 days have passed. The moment the players connect has arrived. Su Kwang stood in the long base excitedly. Come here, my chickens. Let's rebuild this ruined world together. The young female enemy soldier sensed the player system for the 10th time at night. He suddenly woke up. The process of merging consciousness into an asexual body was complete. The first steps in this desolate world left him stunned. Welcome to Suo Refuge 404. Ma Huin Handsome, a strength player, pinched himself and frowned. Damn, that really hurts. Are we really inside the game? Could it be that I'm about to livestream myself pooping and planting bananas? The future is still long. The agility player examined his body and muttered, initially wanted to pick a female character, but the game's gender was defaulted. According to the player, I even thought about creating a female account to try it out. Didn't expect this game experience to be so realistic. Q Fong level 8 intelligence player wiped his glasses while saying, It's like putting on a gaming headset and time traveling to another world exactly. Even the feeling of clothes drying is realistic. Suddenly 2 figures, one tall and one short, approached. A deep voice spoke. The war is over and our world has been completely destroyed. But because of that, players now must rebuild human civilization. Suo Kwang stood before 4 players, his voice steady. I am the administrator here, nickname Suo Kwang. This is my assistant Xiaoqi. If you have any questions, ask him. Please guide us. The 4 players stared wide-eyed, unable to hide their amazement. System notification: 4 players have successfully logged into the game and set foot in this world for the first time. They were stunned by the realism. Suo Kwang smiled quietly in satisfaction. Very good. My morale has taken control of the situation. Ma Huin Handsome spoke skeptically. Is this administrator an NPC? He looks just like a real person. The future is still long interrupted. Administrator, may I ask, where is Mr. Kwang? What is our mission? How do we exit the game? Oh, right. Can we change our character's gender in this system? Suo Kwang crossed his arms, voice stern order. To leave the game, lie down in the nurturing pod. Now everyone just needs to shut up and read through the Suo Refuge Resident Handbook. He led the group outside and handed them the Suo Refuge Resident Handbook version 1.01. The administrator's orders are supreme. All residents must obey unconditionally. For residents who violate rules, the administrator has the right to enforce measures like forced hibernation and banning login. Forced hibernation means logging out of the game. Banning login means denying access rights. The administrator has the final interpretation right for all terms. Level 8, Fang muttered. What, this administrator NPC even has the authority of the General Management Department. He can ban player accounts experiencing the game. How scary. Ma Huin Handsome nodded. Exactly. This account is a Kwang's, which he worked hard to get for us. It would be a shame to get banned just as we start. Suo Kwang stopped, turned back his gaze sharp. 2 years after the war ended, those of you standing here are luckier than 12 billion others. I will show everyone the current situation clearly. Then declare under the People's Federation flag, let's rebuild our society. He pointed to the forest ahead. This is the forest on the northern outskirts of Than Tuyen City. Far from nuclear craters, no worry about gamma rays exceeding limits. Your first task is to pick up the axe on the ground and go outside to collect wood. Before winter comes, we not only need to stockpile enough fuel, but also repair the frontline nursing home built on this wasteland. Come on, let's rebuild our empire, get to work, and remember not to go too far. Oh, right. If you encounter mutated animals, don't act rashly, retreat immediately. The 4 players eagerly entered the forest and began a day of work. Little Seven worriedly asked the owner, Are these people really okay? Su Guang smirked. Of course not, that's why I made you supervise. You watch from the north window on the 3rd floor. If there's danger or anyone sneaks off too far, report to me immediately. I'm going back to the control center to check the rewards first. Little Seven hesitated. Respected administrator, there's a problem. I don't have legs. How can I get to the 3rd floor? Su Guang sighed, picked up Little Seven. All right, I'll carry you up. Near the nursing home forest, the 4 players diligently chopped trees, the axe sounds echoing. Suddenly, a large tree fell with a thunderous crash. 3 of them startled and looked at Old Bai, who had just cut it down. Tung Lai sighed. Why are Old Bai's muscles so solid, as if he's trained, while I get tired just holding the axe? Old Bai laughed loudly. That doesn't mean much. Although my strength in-game is stronger than in real life, Da Shi interrupted with a dreamy voice. Wow, Da Shi's shoulders are so strong it really feels safe. Da Shi, can you protect me? Old Bai chuckled. If I don't have a little sister, then this body would be wasted. Together, the Level 8 respectable group analyzed character attributes. There must be differences from this game's theme. There are 2 possibilities. 1, we have been frozen since before the war. 2, we are clones. I lean more toward the second hypothesis. That way, we could use resources in the nurturing chamber to create new bodies. I really look forward to the game mechanics combining a diverse attribute-setting profession system, ensuring both freedom and rich gameplay. Handsome Ma Huin shook his head. This guy starts talking about games and forgets everything else. Da Shi continued dreaming. Guys, tell me, if we keep going this way, is there a chance to meet cute elf girls in the forest? Heh. Level 8, Respectable smirked. You should remember this game is set 200 years after Earth was destroyed by nuclear bombs and is a wasteland. I remember a documentary called Chernobyl Returns. Probably no elves, but maybe there are zombies or parasitic mushrooms on people. Handsome Ma Huin reminded, That's right, the administrator said not to go far from the nursing home. If you don't listen, he might kick you out of the game or even ban your account. Besides, we only have 1 axe. If we meet a mutant, we definitely can't fight it. Da Shi reluctantly nodded. Okay, I'll listen, no more trying. Su Guang's image still clearly imprinted in their minds, his voice echoing, "In my territory, you all have to obey me." But Da Shi, with his striking blonde hair, seemed unconvinced, scoffing. "Why should I obey some NPC?" he muttered, but then told himself to let it go. This game is free to try first. And besides, he couldn't afford to mess with Brother Guang. Suddenly, Da Shu's face twisted in pain. The axe in his hand dropped to the ground. What the heck is going on? Why do I suddenly feel something's wrong? At that moment, a shadow dashed by and slammed into the half-cut tree with a loud crash. Da Shi fell to the ground, trembling with fear. What was that? If it hit me, I'd be dead for sure. He stammered. I was almost done for just now. After calming down and looking carefully, Da Shi realized it was a giant hawk with a wingspan of 4 to 5 meters. A fierce mutant sharp claws charging straight at him. Da Shi shouted, "Help, this bird is insanely violent." "Big brother Blackbird, can't you find someone else?" Little Seven hurriedly ran into the control room, voice mechanical and panicked. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Administrator Su Guang is sitting in the reward check room. The system just announced the main recruitment mission for players is complete reward. 1 active matter purification machine with a user manual. The two of them held the book and skimmed through the manual for the active matter refining machine. Active matter is the main ingredient to create a cloned body, including but not limited to 20 common amino acids, 2 rare amino acids, and so on to form the human body. The active matter refining machine uses the corpses of mammals and primates with a refining efficiency of up to 90%. Non-primate animals or invertebrates have the lowest efficiency below 10%. The refining efficiency depends on the degree of decomposition of the raw material. Su Guang muttered, eyes lighting up. Is this the active matter refining machine? The manual says that mutated species corpses are also within the recovery scope. Never mind, with this machine I can start collecting materials to create cloned humans. Just then, Xiao Qi rushed over, flustered. Something's happened. Something's happened. Honored Administrator, there's a big problem. A huge bird in the North Nursing Home is attacking players. Su Guang was stunned, face slack. What? A huge bird. At the scene in the North Nursing Home, a black bird with a silver head, a gigantic mutated eagle, was tearing apart 4 players under the tree canopy. The other 3, showing no fear, immediately ran over to help Da Shi, who had just been knocked down by the bird. Da Shi breathed heavily. Damn, that scared me to death just now. Handsome Ma Huin exclaimed, That dodge just now by Brother Da was amazing! Tung Lai? Kondai looked at the bird, muttering, This weird bird kind of looks like a crow. Probably a mutated species, right? Storm level 8 pushed up his glasses. How do you know? Mutated species are bodies mutated by gamma rays or other unknown factors. Handsome Ma Huin was surprised. What? There's a setting on the website. Isn't it just a pre-order page? Tung Lai Kondai nodded. It's a new feature updated yesterday on the main page. It clearly lists common mutated species: 2-headed hyena, mutated bear, mutated leech, mutated rat, mutated fish, and finally the one we encountered, the mutated eagle. Old Bai reassured, Enough talk. Think of a way to deal with this monster. The group tried to hold their position, but when Old Bai turned to Da Shi, the one who had just spoken loudly was gone. Hey, is there any teammate that betrays teammates like this? Suddenly a stone flew and attacked the mutated eagle. It detected and dodged it in time. Its blazing red eyes showed full anger. Handsome Ma Huin shouted, Who threw that stone? Not me. Tung Lai Khan answered, Me neither. Storm. Level 8 shook his head. Who else is there besides us? The attacker was standing right under the main tree canopy. It was Su Guang. He smirked and threw another stone with more force. The stone flew, but the eagle batted it away with its wing and then dove like an arrow aimed at Su Guang. Without hesitation, he picked up a sharp iron rod nearby. Worthless. A beast is still a beast. If you want to eat me, come here. He raised the rod over his head, waiting for the eagle to come close, ready to strike decisively. He threw the iron rod with force like a spear straight through the mutated eagle. The beast screamed, feathers flying everywhere, then collapsed. The 4 players who witnessed this turned pale and exclaimed in unison, Damn, this NPC is so strong. Handsome Ma Huin exclaimed, See how strong our administrator is. Tung Lai. Kondai chimed in, Yeah. Our administrator can kill this bird. Our administrator is even more powerful than a storm level 8 bird. Laughing loudly, I just said one sentence, top-notch administrator. The group quickly lit a fire. Old Bai announced excitedly, "Ladies and gentlemen, with all pride and boundless joy, we welcome you to tonight's feast, roasted mutated eagle." Dasha frowned and asked, "Is this crow even edible?" Su Kwang replied, "When it's cooked, yes. I'll let everyone know what's inedible later." He looked at the eagle and added, "Also, this one's scientific name is eagle. Are there eagles this big? Because of gamma rays. Not only that, also due to viruses, bacteria, weapons, jealousy, and so on. Things like today's mutated species are just some of the dangers we face. In some cases, humans can be even more dangerous than them." He sighed. "Too bad there's no salt. If not, the flavor would be better. But in inland cities like Than Thuyen, salt is almost a luxury." Handsome Ma Huin asked the administrator, "We can't finish such a big animal in one meal. Is there any way to preserve it?" Su Kwang smiled bitterly. "Let me tell you guys, even the mayor, the owner of the castle in Kuthak City, only has one refrigerator. That thing nowadays is no different from a luxury item for the super rich. Having money doesn't guarantee you can buy one." The four of them were wide-eyed and mouth agape after hearing this. Da Thap began to imagine dreamily the scene of the mayor coming home welcoming you back. "May I ask if you want to bathe first, eat first, or sleep first? Please make a choice." He laughed loudly. "We're going to the harem. Hehe, then I won't be polite anymore." Old Bach tapped Da Thap's head. "Hey, brother, wake up. Don't daydream in broad daylight." Da Thap still wouldn't give up. "I want to be mayor. I want to be the mayor." Su Kwang cut in coldly. "How much wood do you need to chop? Chop as much as you have." He looked at the four of them. Long thought to himself, these guys were nothing like him. They could leave the game any time. No survival pressure. To make them work hard, you have to create motivation. He declared, "Here's the deal. Big branches earn 1 contribution point per meter. Big tree trunks earn 2 contribution points per meter. Contribution points can be exchanged for rewards, but the number of rewards is limited. For example, 1 roasted chicken leg requires 5 contribution points. 2 legs require 8 points. Da Thap immediately spoke up. "Administrator, I suddenly don't feel very hungry anymore." Su Kwang smiled gently. "I'm not hungry either." Handsome Ma Huin agreed. "That's right. It'll be a while before we can eat anyway. I'm going to chop 2 more trees." The whole group said in unison, "Hurry up. Whoever is fastest gets the chicken leg. We suddenly want to chop something else, too." After a while of hard work, the 4 players returned exhausted, panting heavily. Su Kwang stood before them, his voice steady. "Everyone has worked hard. Now I declare the results of this mission. Together you all earned over 2,000 contribution points." Old Bach, the real-life brick kiln owner leading the strength class with outstanding results, laughed loudly. "This little achievement is just a mosquito bite to me. When my kiln is busy, I have to transport bricks, which is much harder than this." The future is long. The perception system and the Night Maiden class achieved 10 times more. The agility class each earned over 400 contribution points. The future is long patted Da Thap on the shoulder. "Brother, well done." Da Thap smirked and thanked him. "You're not weak either." Kufong level 8 intelligence class earned 300 contribution points. He sighed, pushing up his glasses. "This game accidentally exposes my weak physical strength in real life." Old Bach comforted his brother. "Have a piece of chicken leg. It's just a game, don't take it to heart." The whole group agreed in unison. Right. Trying hard is good enough." Su Kwang watched from the side, secretly surprised by these players' performance. He smiled quietly. "Luckily, there's roasted chicken as a reward to keep them quiet. If I told them to chop over 100 trees but only rewarded 2 lollipops, the ones getting chopped would be me." He cleared his throat and continued, "Everyone can check their contribution points on the website. Contribution points can be exchanged for rewards and also to buy revival coins." Da Thap frowned. Contribution points can only be used for that. And level 8, Kufong nodded. "That's good enough. It's still in the game content testing phase, so there aren't many yet." Handsome Ma Huin added, "That's right, as long as they don't delete their money stash too much. When the server launches, there will be places to spend it." Su Kwang rubbed his forehead, a bit of a headache. He originally planned to give them some coins to spend, but he only had 50 coins in total, his entire fortune. Besides, they're not spirit souls like him, so they don't understand the language of this world. Looks like I have to invent a translation tool to solve communication problems, he thought to himself. Old Bok spoke up. Administrator, I noticed our lodging has no electricity. Why not think about making a generator? Su Kwang explained, because we don't have many generators. The energy source at the disaster relief office is not unlimited. Even if you use it short-term, it will cause greater hidden disasters in the long run. He looked at his watch with a serious tone. It's 5 p.m. It's no longer early. Everyone should head back. He knows well because of the time zone difference between the two worlds. Although it's not completely dark here, it's almost dawn over there. If they stay, it will negatively affect their real life. The 4 players return to the life pods all excited. The future is still long. Sighed. Time in the game flies by mainly because the experience is so realistic. Handsome brother? Ma nodded. That's right. I'm a bit reluctant to lie down in the nurturing pod to go offline. Da Thap sighed. I want to go back. This weak body is exhausted. Seeing the 4 players offline. So Kwang started thinking about the next step. I have to find more players who are free during the day or in different time zones. Otherwise, I'll be the only one guarding the base at night, which isn't safe. Next, Tiu Tut Chen respectfully reported as an administrator. The cloning experience has been updated. Would you like to see it? So Kwang was surprised. There's a cloning experience report, Tiu Tat explained. Yes. After each player goes offline from the nurturing pod, the clone's body is scanned, functional status recorded, and a batch of embryonic stem cells is taken for storage to track genetic sequence development progress. So Kwang frowned, asking what genetic sequence and development progress mean. Tiu Tat replied, each clone body is made up of different genes. Genetic sequence is the code number for different genes. For example, a gene sequence enhanced for strength will have superior power attributes. No wonder Laobak is different from everyone else. Development progress is the degree of dominant expression in a specific segment of the genetic sequence. It's usually expressed as a percentage. For example, 100% development means the body has reached its genetic design limit, the perfect state almost impossible to surpass. Genetic sequence is equivalent to a profession in the game, while development progress is like the character's level. So Kwang nodded in understanding. So that's it. What's the current development progress of the 4 players? Tiu Tat reported all 4 players are under 1%. The highest is Laobak in the strength system at 0.3%. Research shows that stimulating survival instincts and physical training will increase this number. If they are diligent enough, they will get stronger every day. As for the golden head to Thap, he should be sent to prison. Hearing Tiu Tat's explanation, so Kwang couldn't hide his joy. Great, so even these noobs can level up and even have talents. He immediately planned the next step. We need to establish a training regimen for them right away. The teleport space brought So Kwang back to Earth to the real world in the faculty dormitory of Kim Lang University. The player identified as Professor Nam Fong of this school just woke up from a deep sleep. His mind was filled only with the intense experiences from the ruined world online last night. That's right, I have to ask Professor Uong for some tips about the generator issue from the afternoon. It's currently 12 noon at Kim Lang University cafeteria. The endless line of people made Nam Fong impatient. Why is the line so long and it's still not my turn? No way, I'm about to starve. Nearby, some female students were chatting excitedly in groups. One girl whispered, "Look, there's Professor Uong over there." Wow, he's so handsome, can't believe he's already 30. Another girl added, "That's right, it's rare to see him eating here. That Physics Institute guy, Nam Fong. Why doesn't he seem as friendly as Professor Uong?" Yes, Professor Uong, with a warm smile, waved to the 3 female students. "Hurry and eat before you get hungry." The girls answered in unison. Yes, yes. Professor Uong will eat right away. One whispered, "Professor Uong is so gentle, I wish I could talk to him a bit more." Age is just a number, being handsome is what matters. Meanwhile, Nam Fong sat quietly focused on reading an in-depth book about generator principles. Suddenly he muttered, "Generator, has Professor Nam Fong been researching this recently?" Just then, Professor Uong approached. Nam Fong immediately closed his book excitedly, saying, "I recently read a novel about that era, huh?" Professor Uong frowned, looking puzzled, huh? "So what happens next?" Nam Fong continued, "I want to know if such a situation occurs. How should survivors handle electrical issues?" And Professor Uong gave a wry smile. This morning you said you had something to ask. It wasn't about this, was it? Nyamfong nodded firmly. That's right, just like Mom's home-cooked meal. Yeah. Professor Wong quietly stepped closer with a mischievous look in his eyes. It's just two things from a novel, and you're taking it so seriously. Humph. Could it be that you really can go to the post-apocalyptic world? Nyamfong calmly adjusted his glasses but was sweating nervously inside. How does he know the number of beta players isn't just 4 stars? You're jumping the gun there. Don't take it seriously, I was just joking earlier. There's no way that could happen. He breathed a sigh of relief inside. Luckily, he's not a player of Hoangtan Online. Ahem. Namfong tried to regain composure and said about that, most of the novels I read are cultivation genres. I rarely read about the surface world. Can you tell me about the surface world setting of that book? Professor Wong nodded. Switching to serious mode, the novel is set 200 years after a nuclear war. If that's true, it's going to be quite troublesome. An unprotected electronic device would be damaged by the electromagnetic pulse generated by a nuclear explosion. The more sophisticated the device, the harder it is to preserve. Nyamfong nodded thoughtfully, so the gasoline-powered backup generators in residential areas or restaurants wouldn't be too sophisticated, right? Unless they were taken away but left unmaintained for a long time, they'd probably be broken by now. Not to mention fuel is also an issue. You can't expect gas stations to still have gasoline after 200 years, right? Professor Wong nodded and continued, but it's not like there's no way. Usually cars have a generator you can use, just get the rotor spinning. It will produce a stable 12V DC current. With some repairs, it can generate small-scale electricity like for lighting. 12V is enough to use. If you add an inverter, couldn't it convert DC into 220V AC power? Nyamfong took notes intently, his eyes shining bright. Professor Wong looked at him in surprise, just reading a novel. And you're this serious? I heard physicists are all freaks, especially this robot Namfong. Turns out the rumor is true. Nyamfong smiled without replying. Professor Wong stood up. I have afternoon classes, I'll leave first. If you don't understand anything, you can come find me anytime. The 3 female students who had been waiting immediately rushed to the professor. I also have many questions. Me too. Sorry, but the teacher has classes this afternoon, or you can find Professor Namfong. Yes, one girl pleaded, can you tutor us extra, please? Go ahead. Professor, just a moment. Another eagerly said, I'll hold this for you in exchange for tutoring us. Okay? Nyamfong paid no attention to the surrounding chatter. His mind had already immersed itself in the world of Hoangtan Online. Tonight, when I log in, I have to ask the admin NPC where to find cars. Why does the phone keep ringing non-stop like this? Could there be new game news? He opened his phone and skimmed a post by a player named Long Future about Hoangtan Online. So long. This kid just plays games all day and doesn't work yet. He wrote such a masterpiece strategy for acceleration that's not easy. So Kwong mumbled as he recalled info about Phuong Trong, a former esports athlete with a bunch of trophies displayed in his room. In the post, Phuong Trong said, currently, we have met 2 NPCs in the game. A human NPC named So Kwong, who is the base administrator. Another NPC is his robot assistant named Xiao That. Their AI is extremely advanced, interacting very smoothly with players. I guess the NPCs have hidden affection mechanics, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. Also, this game has a pain protection mechanism that overrides the brain's central nervous system limit so you don't feel pain. I tried cutting my hand with a rock, no pain, but if I pinch myself, I still feel a little pain. The live stream room immediately exploded. This game is awesome. Damn it, I have to buy 10 accounts. I won't believe it unless I get to try the beta version. Another person commented if the game were more humanized, like allowing players to freely adjust their senses, it would be better. I'm very satisfied with the current pain-blocking mechanism, but not everyone might like it. Fungtrung continued, what happens if you die in the game? I'm curious, how many times have you died already? Brother, when will you live stream playing this game? He replied, if I live stream, I have to ask Mr. Kwang, the game planner, about the resurrection mechanism. A skilled player like me hasn't tried it yet. The rule is every time you die, you lose contribution points earned from completing missions. But the most troublesome part is resurrection takes 3 days. I don't really want to try it. Anyone interested can try it themselves. One viewer asked, is Mr. Kwang watching the live stream? Lastly, I have a request, hoping the game developers allow players to freely choose their gender at the 404 Office of Disaster in the Wasteland World. Mr. Kwang is indeed watching this live stream. He muttered, yeah, this kid respected admin, sir. Look at this. The current number of pre-ordered players has reached 25, exceeding the target by 11, an increase of 14. May I ask if you will increase the number of players? Mr. Kwang replied calmly and unhurriedly, next I have to arrange the placement for the Round A test. By the way, that kid Fung Trung once ranked top 20 in Asia winning PUBG. He climbed to the strongest rank in League of Legends thanks to his free live streams attracting many players. But the next pre-order phase can't be just sending links. We need to say a few words to kick things off. Turn on voice input mode to send to the hardcore club. He opened the group and skimmed the content roughly like Tung Lai. Kondai wrote on behalf of the development team, "Please quit smoking." The online community immediately exploded great. "Lord, Mr. Kwang, we love you. Who wants to hug your leg here?" Mr. Kwang continued, "The game will start placing the Round A test. The new rules are available on the official website. Here is the link. Everyone can answer the questions on the website to set preferences for 5 attributes: strength, perception, intellect, constitution, or agility. An example you like: A, sports training. B, thinking and reasoning. C, reading books. D, eating. E, singing and dancing. Please answer honestly to get the most suitable stats. Also, the game does not provide a gender option due to traditional customs and ethics. He added, NPCs have affection ratings toward players. Your actions will affect their attitude. For example, if you anger the weapon shop owner and your affection is only 10, she will shout, "Leave. There's nothing here suitable for you, you poor wretch, you poor." But if the affection is high enough, players not only receive special rewards, but can also unlock hidden missions to open up career paths. The online community excitedly said, I love this gun. It's a new premium model. Can you gift it to me? And are you willing to be the boss here? Hidden career missions are great. I want that. I also want to be the boss of that younger sister. Mr. Kwang smiled and muttered, Tung Lai Kondai's evaluation is really well written. I suggest pinning it on the forum. He continued reading, in the game you need to wear the developer's game hat to clone in the TU that nurturing chamber. If players can clone, can I not? Anyway, I didn't need the hat to cross Vietnam to get here. Tut replied, respected admin, I will help you look it up. Sorry, there is no genetic sequence information of yours in the data warehouse. Without a genetic sequence, it cannot be linked to the nurturing chamber. Mr. Kwang nodded, no problem. If you can't find it, can you use my health check results and the formula from the first-generation admin to calculate my attributes? Teotet replied, yes, of course. After a while, it reported to admin Mr. Kwang the genetic sequence rank level 5 year 4. Basic attributes, strength 8, agility 5, constitution 6, perception 7, intellect 8. Level 5 year is only 5% progress in genetic sequence development. The first-generation admin is really good. Simplified more than 120 complex body data points into 5 basic attributes. Mr. Kwang requested to adjust the attribute tables of 4 other players for me. Tuthet nodded, yes, sir, your data is 1 rank stronger than the other players. They are probably new to this world. Their genes haven't developed long, so they are still weak. Su Kwang pondered the data was high, but the database didn't have his genetic sequence. Could it be that I exist beyond the initial administrator's projections? Interesting indeed. Compared to the boring, repetitive life on Earth, venturing into this mysterious, desolate world is much more appealing. Suddenly, a notification sounded, congratulating the player for unlocking the Novice Guide achievement. Condition player logged in online for more than 8 hours on the first day. Reward plus 10 points. Current points 10. Xiao Qi tossed it to the administrator. You have enough points to redeem a mid-tier mystery box. Su Kwang nodded, willing to try it. Just don't let it be a 0 bottle that reduces cough. Xiao Qi excitedly said, It's here, honored administrator, quickly, see what the reward is. It announced congratulations on receiving a muscle cell enhancement injection. Effect, slight permanent increase in muscle strength. Effective once every 24 hours, repeated use reduces effectiveness. Su Kwang raised an eyebrow. A permanent increase in muscle strength, huh? A 0 bottle reducing cough is good enough, but can this really last 200 years? Feels a bit risky. Xiao Qi reassured the honored administrator. Please rest assured, all base items are quality products. Su Kwang nodded, holding the syringe straight into his left arm. Just a slight increase, probably nothing major. The serum quickly spread through the blood, creeping throughout the body. He touched and threw a few punches, but frowned. Is that all? Seems like nothing changed. This medicine is expired, right? Xiao Qi hurriedly said to the administrator. Please be patient. Su Kwang muttered. Expired medicine doing nothing is better than causing trouble. Suddenly he felt a sharp pain spreading from inside. What's going on? His body suddenly went numb. A hot, rushing flow surged toward his heart, carrying a feeling of overflowing strength. Full of excitement, but that feeling quickly faded. He was disappointed. Why suddenly lose strength? Could the medicine really be expired? A 200-year-old item, but no change to the body. Well, as long as there's no bad reaction, it's fine. He ordered Xiao Qi to check his entire body from the inside out. Xiao Qi obeyed. After a while, reported, "Although gene development progress is unchanged, your strength and physique each increased by 1 point. Honored Administrator. Now just 1 more point in strength, and you'll have twice the strength of a normal adult male. A typical 20-year-old without special training usually has strength and physique at 5 points. Currently, your strength is 9, physique 7. Other stats like agility, perception, and intelligence are also slightly above average because 5 is the baseline." Su Kuang nodded, interesting. "Xiao Qi, what time is it now?" Xiao Qi answered, 4 a.m., sir. "In half an hour, players will be online. Get ready to go," Su Kuang ordered. Xiao Qi was happily patted on the head like a child, singing softly while working. Suddenly, a system panel appeared before Su Kuang. "The update task has arrived. Yesterday was only 1 hour, now it's 2. He checked the main quest, still not activated. Probably conditions not met. Administrator log updated, currently 20 tasks. List includes branch quest, prepare a 10-kilowatt generator. Reward 100 points. 4 daily quests, hunt 1 mutant, each reward 2 points. Daily quest accumulate 5 tons of wood, reward 2 points. Daily quest accumulate 100 liters of fresh water, reward 2.5 points. Daily quest repair outer wall, reward 3 points. Daily quest repair second floor wall, reward 3 points. Su Kuang skimmed the list, muttering 20 tasks, total 150 points reward. Doing it alone would be exhausting. Better spend some contribution points to assign the chickens to daily tasks. The most important now is to fix the generator. Assign branch quest A, no electricity. The lives of players A, B, and C are no different than a primitive tribe. With power, the shelter would be like a noble's palace, he pondered. Just sitting here thinking got him nowhere. Challenge the new players to see who is useful. He checked the number of players who reserved in advance. Currently, it's 35. Increase by 10. Another 10 new players. Last night's group discussion worked, but he frowned. The Buffalo Club only has about 100 people. These 35 might be all the living members. Other games invite celebrities. The beautiful younger sister does PR. To lure more players, a new method is needed, but advertising isn't practical. The Huangtan online website doesn't register domestic profiles. If not careful, even the server won't be kept. The two shook their heads. Moreover, if it becomes too widespread, some players with poor awareness will ruin the game's image. He imagined players complaining, "Oh my God, this outfit is hideous. Admin, how could you tell her to wear this to meet someone? These 3 games are really dull." Su Kuang murmured without any interest, "I'm going on a date." He stood up, but immediately turned back with a serious look. "You can play at your own pace, but you must raise the reservation threshold." He ordered Xiao Qi to adjust the website. Move the reservation request from level 1 page to level 2 page. Players need to have a registered account, fill in phone number and address to reserve. This way, at least players lacking commitment and invalid reservations can be filtered out. He nodded with satisfaction. Adding a few tough questions from before, this new attribute investigation feature will attract high-quality players who love the game more easily. Time seemed to shift inside the Buffalo Club. 3 new notifications beeped. Su Kuang sat in front of the screen, involuntarily looking up. Luckily, it wasn't a partner demanding an order. He sighed, scrolling through the notifications. A female member of the chief design team at a fashion company complained, "No design inspiration at all. Thinking hard, but nothing comes really headache-inducing. Recently, she's been too busy with the company's fashion show, no time to play games with friends." But seeing the group lively discussing Huangtan online, she decided to pause work and see what everyone was saying. A member shouted, "Even if I'm nailed in a coffin, I have to shout in this rotten voice, this game. Ma Huin is handsome, damn awesome." Another added, "No more talk. If this game isn't hot, I'll plant banana trees to quit smoking." The group owner excitedly, "So you all played through it. Take me along too." Player Future is long commented. No exaggeration. The realism of this game is the pinnacle of all games I've known. Furthermore, I predict that even 50 years from now, this peak won't be surpassed, whether it's lighting effects, sensory feelings, or the rough sensation when touching surfaces. All make you believe this is a real world. This immersive experience is definitely 100%. The girl read these posts thoughtfully. Huangtan Online, a 100% realistic immersive experience game. These people must be from the game company invited to advertise, right? There's no game like that in the world. But she muttered, might as well try it, costs nothing. What if it's real? Thinking of the new admin named Su Kwang, whom even Future is long admires. She told herself this game is worth trying. Little did she know this decision would change her life forever. The website displayed a notification, dear player, thank you for reserving and checking Huangtan Online's Round A 4 times. This reservation will set your 5 attribute tendencies: strength, agility, constitution, perception, and intelligence in the game through a questionnaire. For example, strength players have a higher chance to get strength talents and start with superior strength. If no tendency, you can choose the balanced type. The website continued introducing strength, representing muscle bone and other tissues intensity, showing carrying capacity, melee damage, or projectile throwing. Agility relates to nerve reflexes, reaction speed, and motor control. Players with high agility are more alert in combat, easily dodge attacks, speed up fleeing, or avoid. Constitution reflects endurance and vitality, affecting health, recovery, immunity, and resistance to abnormal states. Intelligence is not about logical thinking or IQ, but affects learning speed, mental recovery, and compatibility with neural access devices. Players with high intelligence can operate multiple devices simultaneously. Perception reflects intuition and observational ability. Players with high perception are sensitive to danger and easily detect hidden clues and traps. The girl murmured that this game didn't seem special, but one unexpected item caught her attention and she couldn't decide. Like reincarnation, the in-game body is determined based on your choices. If you're not satisfied with your appearance, you can consider facial surgery or even body modification. She was excited about facial surgery and body modification. This is the new trendy topic nowadays. Suddenly, a design instinct arose. Got it, finally, I have an instinct. She trembled with excitement. Now I will pre-order Huangtan Online and play. She quickly filled out the pre-order form, just waiting to experience the game. Hopefully, I'll soon get an instinct for designing new outfits. System notification received a pre-order request for Round A from a new player. So Kwang glanced and noticed pre-orders for Round A were much busier than before. Indeed, advertising is very important these days. Good products also need promotion. He looked at the clock's 6 a.m. time to handle pre-order matters. Online players at the 404 Refuge. The young female player of the perception system was the last to log in at 10 by 1. Tutut stepped out to welcome the 4 players. It was exactly 6 a.m. Huangtan welcomed the 4 players back. One player shouted, my strength system rating is 3 stars and intelligence only 3 stars. I don't feel stupid. Tutut replied, saying that shows you're extremely smart. Another player was surprised. I'm agility system, why not intelligence? The third boasted intelligence system, mine is 7 points intelligence but only 3 strength. Suddenly a blonde girl clutched her stomach with a pained face. I'm about to lose it, quickly tell me where the toilet is. Tutut shook his head. Sorry, this B1 floor only has a nurturing compartment, no restroom facilities. Though aware perception players are extremely sensitive, please calm down. The girl held back and finally stopped him from going any further. Unexpectedly, this kid is strong. Fortunately, my starting strength value is 7 points. Another shouted, don't mention going anymore, I'm about to go here. The blonde girl yelled, are you crazy? Doing this will lower NPC's goodwill towards us. It seemed like she was about to have some very difficult-to-explain thing happen soon and had to endure. So Kwang stepped out sternly. No causing trouble, line up neatly, all 4 of you. They quickly replied, yes, we'll line up right here. They quickly stood in a horizontal line. One chuckled, haha, last night talking about goodwill with them, now they all want to flatter me. So Kwang thought silently he must keep up the strict image. He spoke loudly. Listen up, time is urgent. We have a lot to do so it doesn't affect later plans. We must build twin frontline towers on the surface before winter comes. That means food, water, and fuel must be stockpiled. Additionally, defensive works and housing on the surface need to be constructed. Everyone can check details on the notice board at the rehabilitation center entrance. An excited player said, haha, now I have a chance to show my strength. So Kwang checked the system, frowning. Why is there no mission to find the generator? He turned to the group. Okay, that's the basic situation. If no issues, let's set off now. A player raised his hand. Wait a moment, admin, I want to go too. So Kwang sighed. Before he only thought about survival. Never imagined that as more players eat clean, even fart, it would become a big problem. He ordered, "You come with me." The blonde player hurriedly said, "Wait, admin, don't go so fast, I'm about to go." Another interrupted, "Stop talking, I want to go too." The third complained, "Ah, me too, it must be the bird I ate last night that caused this. You can even poop in the game, this game is way too realistic." And then there was a fireworks display by the three members. Ah, it's so gross. After finishing, the whole group gathered, but everyone grimaced. No toilets really uncomfortable. There was no paper either. I even used leaves to wipe and almost wiped until it bled. Someone shouted, "Damn, I keep feeling a burning sensation. Does anyone else feel that?" "Did you use stinging nettle leaves to wipe your butt, right?" The other person looked confused. "What are stinging nettle leaves?" Su Kwang shook his head. "If you endure it a bit, it will pass." He originally intended to tell them to use moss leaves to wipe, but the whole group ran off as soon as they reached the ground. Suddenly, a few people stepped forward. One spoke up. "Respected administrator, I propose that our base should have a restroom." "I agree too." A player shouted with bright eyes. "Agreed, agreed." With a restroom, we can dig a big pit to collect all the waste, mix it with sawdust, so aerobic bacteria and fungi can decompose the organic matter. The heat process will kill microorganisms and pathogens, producing fertilizer, killing two birds with one stone. Chao Duong nodded thoughtfully. "I heard that B, the street, collects waste from public restrooms of residents and livestock to sell to the nearby Brown farm, probably to make fertilizer." He turned to Su Kwang, the administrator. "We really should build a restroom in the countryside. They mix manure, urine, and organic matter in a sealed pit called a biogas digester. Anaerobic bacteria convert it into methane, which can be burned as fuel for generators. So a restroom is basically a power station." Su Kwang nodded silently, agreeing. "Although B, the street, doesn't have a biogas digester, Brown farm nearby does. Looks like collecting manure and urine is for generating electricity." He mumbled, "Then theoretically we could gradually build our own power station." He looked at the group of players in surprise. "Your ideas aren't bad, worth considering. The effects of these 4 chickens keep surprising me." However, he frowned. "The only hassle in building a restroom and biogas digester is needing a large amount of sealing materials and gas storage." Then he reassured them. "Don't worry, what this post-apocalyptic world doesn't lack is plastic, especially bottles and trash bags. Most survivors are afraid burning plastic releases toxic gases, so they only use it to start fires. If we search carefully around the nearby outskirts, we'll find plenty." He pointed to a bulletin board. "Like this board I found nearby, convenient to bring back." Writing the task and rewards on it, he read aloud the task list. Collect wood requirement, wood for building materials. Reward 1M3 wood equals 1 contribution point. 1 find water storage devices made of plastic or metal in barrel or tank form, the bigger the better reward, 1 to 10 contribution points depending on size. 2 find scrap for reuse, reward from 1 point up can be very high if the item is good. Su Kwang added, "I'm adding a new task, find plastic bags and bottles." A player gasped, "Damn, this game is really realistic." Another whispered, "I wonder if anyone noticed I just saw the administrator smile." Last night, Kwang said that if you have good relations with NPCs, you might trigger hidden tasks. The blonde girl spoke up. "Administrator, I have something to say about the generator. I have a quicker way." Su Kwang raised an eyebrow. "What way?" "Tell me," she replied. "There might be cars nearby. Usually cars have generators. Southeast of the swamp park is a parking lot, but I've checked the cars there. Nothing valuable to take." Su Kwang shook his head. "I want to go check it out. What if we find a generator? Our surface money will have electricity immediately." The girl nodded. "You go, but I have a condition. There are many mutants in the wasteland. Last time you all encountered a mutant eagle. The outside environment is very dangerous. I need to choose one more person to go with you." Su Kwang nodded, pointing to a player specializing in intelligence. "You scout outside with him." Then hesitated, looking at the blonde girl. "You want me to go with you?" The blonde girl suddenly felt uneasy. "I want to choose one more person to go with us. Together with Fong to the parking lot to find a generator." Su Kwang nodded. Dothap, you go, you and Fong. Take the map and gear first. Dothap looked confused. Me, but you quickly nodded. Okay, got it. Tonight I will complete this mission well. Another person complained, why choose this guy? Clearly my combat ability is stronger, more suitable for dealing with enemies. Su Kwang explained, the NPC admin probably analyzed his jealousy sequence as a sensory system, able to predict danger suitable for scouting. Dothap chuckled. Sorry, I'm going to get equipment. Leaving Newbie Village, the other person snorted coldly. You rotten kid, don't get cocky, survive first, and then talk. Another person interjected, right, don't get killed right after stepping outside. According to the map, it took Kwang Fong and Dothap over 30 minutes to reach the parking lot. This place is a wasteland. Most vehicles have been stripped or rusted. Kwang Fong sighed. Damn, no wonder the admin said there's nothing worth taking, everything's been looted. Dothap shook his head. We're here now, we can't return empty-handed. They walked around trying to open the hood of a car, but no matter how hard they tried, it wouldn't budge. He helplessly shouted at his teammate, Hey, come here and help! Dothap ran over. Okay, wait a moment. Even though they had played together for years, he was still curious about what old Fong did in real life. Both sweating profusely, they finally opened the hood. Quick, see if there's anything usable. Kwang Fong exclaimed. Dothap looked hesitant. Is this a starter motor? Seems like it, but also not. Kwang Fong frowned. Not really. You said you know how to drive? Help me take a look. Yes. Dothap blushed. Yes. Dothap slightly blushed. Do you know how to fly a top-notch airplane? Kwang Fong almost laughed. Damn, suddenly wanting to shove a wrench in its mouth, gross. No, I remember you have your own car, why ask me? Dothap scratched his head. That car, I only have a bicycle in the unit dorm, doesn't count. Finally, Kwang Fong shook his head and continued inspecting, crawling under the car and fiddling around the rear. Strange, why isn't it here? He mumbled, I found the starter motor, but still no power source. After 200 years, it's normal for survivors to have stripped everything. Dothap suggested, don't waste time, better check those 6 piles of junk for anything good. Kwang Fong nodded, though stubborn. The kid's right, but there's another possibility judging by the front accessories. The pre-war technology here might have used remote power sources instead of fixed ones. Trying to find a generator on these abandoned cars is impossible. Suddenly, Dothap shouted, Hey, come here fast! I made a huge discovery! Kwang Fong hurried over and asked, What did you find? A starter motor. Dothap shook his head. Not a motor at all. I found a cave, turns out it's an entrance to a tunnel, he said excitedly. Let's go check it out anyway, I don't sense any danger. Kwang Fong frowned. Wait, the admin never mentioned this place going in on your own is too risky. Dothap laughed loudly. Hey, precisely because he doesn't know about this place, it's worth exploring. Didn't you say we can't return empty-handed? This place might have props or NPCs that unlock hidden quests. He started dreaming. Many games set underground worlds as prisons for beautiful maidens. He mocked, Brother, you're amazing. Brother, please save me. Yes, thank you for rescuing us from prison. No light here, Kwang Fong laughed. Dothap said, You're imagining rescuing girls again. I do good deeds without expecting anything in return, you girls. Just follow me from now on. He pondered. Do you think there's a treasure containing a generator down there? Dothap replied, I don't agree with your fantasy, but the hidden mechanism in this game is definitely worth exploring. Maybe we'll find a mysterious treasure. Dothap nodded. Hey, okay. Get ready. I'll grab a bag to carry more stuff first. Kwang Fong reminded, but remember what the admin said. Avoid fighting strange creatures, run if you can. If you must fight, never let enemies get behind you, otherwise it's suicide. Both cautiously entered the tunnel inside mud and dirt mixed slippery. Dothap pointed at a cluster of mushrooms. Are these mushrooms? What are they called? Probably wild mushrooms, but I've never seen these in real life. They're small but have special glowing patterns in many colors. Kwang Fong shook his head. Maybe take some home, but check if they're edible first. Even in a game, you can't die that easily. This year, nearly 8,000 people in the country died from mushroom poisoning. Dothap nodded. We've picked all the mushrooms here, but this place is safe. Let's go further inside. He eagerly ran in, calling back to Fong. Wait for me. Suddenly, Dothap stopped abruptly. He and Fong nearly collided. Hey, what are you doing? Almost bumped into me. Dothap nervously said, Not good, this suffocating feeling is exactly like when we met that giant crow deep in the tunnel. Strange sounds echoing out. Could it be a monster? Kwang Fong shouted, The best plan is to run away. Dothap ran ahead. Wait for me. The kid didn't say a word before acting. Kwang Fong shouted, Run quickly, don't babble, that creature heard the noise and is coming this way. A disgusting monster with a round mouth full of sharp teeth lunged out, growling. The scene shifted to the long future path, and the handsome Ma Huin, both panting heavily, covered up their bodies, drained of strength. Ah Fu said, I've carried bricks on construction sites and wasn't this tired. So Kwang appeared, nodding approvingly. You two did well, each gets 200 contribution points as a reward. He instructed, Waste should be separated by size to mix with roots. To become mud, urine is sterile and can be used directly for plants, but for today, just leave it be. He pointed far away. There's a water source within 1 kilometer everyone can wash, but be careful of foreign objects when collecting water. Washing is also a big issue. Later, personal hygiene for over 100 people will be even more difficult. Without enough medical supplies in reserve, infectious diseases will be very dangerous. A player suggested to the administrator, How about building a bathhouse? Maybe female players will join later. Someone else laughed loudly. Of course, how can girls bathe outdoors? They need some privacy. Another added, Exactly. Exactly. You're right, little brother. A bathhouse could provide hot water and refreshing baths. A dreamer said, And build a sauna too to bring everyone closer, a treat for the eyes every day. Just thinking about it is exciting. So Kwang was speechless, looking at the two daydreamers. Never seen anyone so shamelessly lustful. Then suddenly 2 people shouted from afar, Help! Help! The 2 returned. The blonde girl saw the newly dug hole and stopped abruptly. So dangerous, almost fell in. But Kung Fong behind couldn't stop in time, crashing into both, breaking the wooden fence and falling into the hole. The girl screamed, Help! Mushrooms flew everywhere, both landed safely in a mushroom-filled pit. So Kwang approached to check, Are you two okay? He bent down, picked up a mushroom, his face immediately brightened. Thanks for your hard work, you two go get water to wash up, let's rest a bit. He turned to the group, smiling. Looks like they found something good. Then, So Kwang cooked a pot of hot porridge and everyone ate ravenously as if starving. Someone chewing asked, This porridge tastes like mung bean soup but isn't sweet. So good, could the admin be a good cook? Kwang Fong coughed and asked, Where did you find this? Da Thap answered, Although we didn't find the generator, we discovered an entrance to the sewer at the parking lot with lots of blue mushrooms, so we picked them. The blonde girl interrupted, Wait, admin, I actually found that spot. So Kwang raised an eyebrow and asked, Right, are those wild mushrooms edible or used for medicinal research? You can eat corn too. A player laughed loudly, Boo-hoo, eat more corn. So Kwang shook his head. You two are overthinking. These tiny things are called blue angels. Unless you are completely toxin-resistant, eating them will at most show the real angel within an hour. He explained, Blue mushrooms contain a special polypeptide that soothes and heals non-lethal wounds caused by gamma rays. The team of Thun Cook Tech buys these at a not low price and sells them to factories there. That's what the old man once told you. Although blue angel mushrooms are inedible, they are the main ingredient for making vaccines to eliminate radiation. So Kwang explained, his eyes sparkling. Fortunately, you two didn't go deeper. These mushrooms usually grow near mutated leech nests. Kung Fong asked in surprise, Mutated leeches? So Kwang nodded. Yes, mutated leeches are only as big as a hand. Besides their characteristic sucking mouth, they're no different from normal leeches. But when mature, they can be over 1 meter, even up to 3 meters long. I heard their eating methods also change. They can swallow an adult whole. Da Thap turned pale. Wow, we just passed through Ghost Gate. Kung Fong nodded. So that sound came from the mutated leeches. The elders carry heavy loads bent over. He turned to So Kwang. Seems like you two still remember the exact location of that sewer entrance, right? Da Thap nodded firmly. Of course, right here. I made a mark already. So Kwang smiled. Okay, got it. He thought quietly, hey, these rookies are starting to be more reliable. He declared, this time, Kung Fong and Da Thap received 220 contribution points, 200 for discovering the mutated leech nest, 20 for finding the blue angel mushrooms. Both struck their sticks together. Thank you, admin. So Kwang satisfied thought silently. Didn't expect they'd have such an unexpected gain this time. Those things are not easy to find. However, he was cautious. The reward can't be too high if they taste the sweetness. They'd risk running off to pick mushrooms and might lose their lives there if not careful. Didn't expect there was a mutated leech nest nearby recently. He said sternly in summary before finding a generator to supply power to the living matter, everyone should still be cautious. Now he pointed to the next pile of mushrooms we have to deal with, this blue angel mushroom, about 2 kilograms here. At the current market price of 50 Gs per 1 coin, this place is worth about 40 coins, equivalent to all the money I've saved in 5 months. Moreover, this is the price offered by the recycling station on B the street. The actual value is at least double. He turned to the group. I'll go outside to get more supplies. The 4 of you stay here and don't go far. At 5 p.m., Toothat will open the gate for everyone to return on time to avoid danger. Toothat will tally up the results of the work. If anything is unclear, just ask her. The 4 said in unison, Understood, Administrator. After finishing the pot of porridge, the group was free and began to chat. One person asked, The blue angel mushroom is the raw material for radiation removal vaccine. So why is the contribution reward only 20 points, equivalent to cutting down 2 trees? Any problem? The blonde girl nodded. Of course there's a problem. As usual, task rewards should depend on difficulty. The 2 not only unlocked a new dungeon, but also collected valuable supplies. Logically, they shouldn't be rewarded just a little. I Tung Lai Konjai interrupted. So, what do you think is the reason? The girl replied, obviously it's priority level. One person looked confused. What is priority level? Tung Lai Konjai explained. Maybe earlier the administrator said the most important current mission is survival. The blonde girl nodded, haha. I play games often but don't watch the story, I just skip through it. I guess the tasks on the board aren't the whole game. It gives us a lot of autonomy, not just accepting tasks from NPCs, but also actively unlocking missions. One asked, What do you base that on? She replied, Based on the tasks we did this afternoon, all were assigned by the administrator. After receiving our feedback, although you didn't find the generator, you discovered mutated leeches and picked wild mushrooms, so you all got the same contribution points as me and Old White. Tung Lai Konjai nodded, I see, but completing tasks on the board also gets similar contribution points, not a small amount. The girl continued. Yes, that's the second point I want to make. Do you remember the strategy we talked about to build favorability? One person impatiently said, What exactly do you understand? Just say it. I'm dying of curiosity. Tung Lai Konzai laughed. Okay, listen. Fixed tasks on the board only have low rewards. Compared to that, actively unlocking tasks will better show our abilities. In theory, it can raise the administrator's evaluation of us. The blonde girl exclaimed, Oh, that's how it is. You make sense. Tung Lai Konjai suddenly fell silent. But these guesses are based on Huangtan Online being a fully virtual reality game. The administrator's behavior is governed by logical sequence. If your administrator isn't as high level as imagined, these guesses may be wrong. Someone interjected. What do you mean? Our administrator is much higher than Tiu That, like a real person. Maybe he really is a real person acting here. The blonde girl was startled. You mean he's deceiving us? Could he be trying to use us? Tung Lai Konzai shook his head. Don't worry. I said the administrator is a real person only as a guess. Besides, he neither harms us nor does he save us. If anything, I'm more concerned with how to build favorability with NPCs to start with a higher position in the evaluation. The whole group said in unison, Got it. I'm okay with that. I have no objections. Tung Lai Konjai nodded. But you reminded me I almost forgot about forming a team. From now on, we're a team sharing intelligence and supporting each other. What we need to do is leverage each person's strengths. You guys follow Ngan Ho to the swamp park to investigate the distribution of anomalies and signs of activity. If you find a nest, mark the area, but absolutely don't get too close, especially avoid fighting. We need a safe water source. One person joked. Okay, then does this guy think he's the team leader? The blonde girl laughed. Let's keep chopping wood. Wait a moment, I'll go online to check the materials. Tomorrow think about how to utilize this wood. At dusk in the ruined world, a caravan of merchants entered a residential area. Among them was a girl with long, slender legs covered in mud, her ankles heavily chained, struggling with each step. Although wearing tattered clothes, her face still radiated an undeniable beauty. One player exclaimed, "Wow, look over there, this girl's body is top tier." It's a pity such a delicacy is being thrown to the pigs. The merchant leader shouted, "What are you looking at? Hurry up and guard the goods. Keep your hands moving. Don't delay the boss's schedule." Old man Walter stood nearby, observing, unwilling to get involved. Old Charlie bowed respectfully and said, "I represent the chief to welcome you to the street. This girl is the merchandise your chief wants." The merchant leader nodded to Lai handle the shipment carefully. "Also tell him that high-grade goods are very rare these days. Treat them with respect. Don't mess it up after just a few days." Old Cha Lai nodded. "Rest assured I will deliver her safely to the chief as usual." So Kwang arrived just as the merchant caravan appeared. Old Lai, the merchant leader, was leading a legendary blood-bred item this time. A cloned person, previously Lai, had mentioned that Than Kuk Tak traded slaves. So Kwang thought he was lying, but today he saw it with his own eyes. However, he thought to himself that only the chief here could afford such luxury goods. In his imagination, the chief was an annoying fat guy like Phi Feo smoking a cigar in a fancy chair. He muttered, "This is a good opportunity. If Than Kuk Tak's merchants are here, maybe he can find a good buyer on the other side." Old Lai began throwing money to the manual laborers. "Once the goods are unloaded, you're done here, take your pay and go." The group received the money and thanked in unison. "Thank you, boss, Lai. Please continue to support us next time we unload goods." So Kwang quietly blocked the merchant's path and spoke calmly. "Boss Lai, if you have time, I have something you need." Old Lai raised his eyebrows, looking him up and down. "Who are you?" So Kwang smiled without any sarcasm. "I mean no harm. Just want to discuss the deal with you. The nanocarbon bulletproof vest I'm wearing can buy at least 5 seconds. If things go wrong, as long as I'm not exposed, everything is still under control." The merchants laughed loudly upon hearing this. "You're a newbie scavenger who just arrived at the street." So Kwang calmly replied, "My name is So Kwang." Old Lai waved his hand. "I don't care what your name is. We don't do small deals with ragged guys like you. Better sell to Lai." So Kwang did not argue, just smiled slightly and opened his bag to show. "Are you sure these 2 pounds of goods are junk?" Old Lai looked at them. Eyes brightened. "Oh, where did you get these?" So Kwang replied, "Near the mutated pus nest at the underground spring." "You want to go or not?" Old Lai laughed loudly. "Don't be shy. I'm just asking. How do you plan to sell these?" So Kwang priced them at 2 pounds for 200 shu. He thought to himself, although the buyback price on the street is 50 G per 1 shu, the real value of the blue angel mushrooms is definitely more than that. Old Lai nodded immediately. Deal. So Kwang silently cursed, the price is still too low. If I had known, I would have asked for double." He glanced at Old Lai. The fat chief selling to these merchants surely got more than this. Damn it, I really want to rush in and beat him up. Old Lai smiled slyly. "All right, little buddy. I hope today's deal won't be discovered by Chief Lai." So Kwang nodded. "Of course he won't find out." "I also don't want to cause trouble." Old Lai nodded approvingly. "Yeah, you're a smart guy. Now I can give you 200 shu, but I guess you'll use that money to exchange for something else. Better buy directly from me and save the middleman's fee. I also have surplus supplies here. I'll give you 20% off. How about that?" So Kwang silently scoffed in his heart, 20%. "I believe you're full of crap. But you think just because he sells cheaper than the fancy street, we have no reason to refuse." He nodded. "I want to buy a gun. Do you have any?" Old Lee laughed loudly. "A gun is no problem. A steel-barreled rifle operated by a 9mm bolt. Only 200 coins. How about that? I can throw in 30 bullets for you. Bullets are 1 coin each. This price is absolutely reasonable." Su Kwang checked the gun and felt it fit well in his hand. "Did you say it's already discounted by 20%? Old Lee nodded. "Right, if you think it's expensive, you can choose a cheaper one. This iron-barreled pistol in my hand is only 100 coins with a 5mm diameter. It's useful for dealing with robbers, but I won't let you use it to fight mutated creatures." Su Kwang thought to himself, even with a 20% discount, it's still expensive. Capitalism really eats people alive without leaving a bone. Here's my offer, the iron-barreled rifle, 9mm plus 60 bullets. Also, I need 25 coins to buy food and other supplies. Old Lee raised his eyebrows. Are you making demands of me? Su Kwang nodded. Yes. In the recent mutated anthill, there were not just 2 kilograms of mushrooms. Boss Lee, you understand what I mean, right? Old Lee laughed loudly. You want me to invest in you? Why not? I bet you can still make quite a profit at this price. Su Kwang continued, if you agree, next batch I bring will be 10 times today's amount. Old Lee's eyes lit up. Oh, your proposal of 10 times isn't bad. Humph. 20 kilograms of Blue Angel mushrooms transported to Kuk-Thak City can make how many radiation-proof vaccines? By then, don't even talk about one iron-barreled gun. Even 100 won't be enough. He patted Su Kwang's shoulder. Let's be friends. My name is Lee. I rarely deal directly with scavengers, but you're an exception. I'm very interested in you. Su Kwang smiled. Thank you, I'm Su Kwang. Old Lee frowned. I know you just said it. Su Kwang nodded. Hopefully we'll cooperate happily in the future. He thought to himself, I'm also very happy to cooperate with Boss Lee. Even if he traps me today, next time I'll repay him tenfold. Old Lee handed over the iron-barreled rifle, 60 bullets, and some additional supplies. Thank you, Boss Lee. Old Lee held the mushroom with a satisfied gesture. No problem, good quality, all hidden near the bullet holes. Su Kwang wrapped the gun with a cloth. This one is more eye-catching than Liu Liam's. He took the remaining money, thinking to himself, usually no one gets money from Old Lee's hands. I'm an exception. Old Lee laughed heartily. Looks like I'm really lucky. I hope your luck continues. After all, our cooperation is just beginning. Su Kwang nodded but remained cautious. He thought, he's right, Blue Angel mushrooms grow near mutated anthills. Just hearing that is nauseating. Not to mention how many fire ants are in the anthill with piercing firepower that normal means can't handle because their skin is super thick. They have incredible regeneration abilities and vitality. Even if cut in half, they can split into 2 new individuals after a short time. The small holes on their bodies are completely useless, and setting fire aside, it's uncertain whether you can even light a fire. Even if you burn mushrooms and valuables, they'll burn too, according to Old Lee. Here's another piece of news for you, Su Kwang. At the end of the month, I'll come here again also for the last time this year. Hope to see you with 20 kilograms of Blue Angel mushrooms. Su Kwang frowned. As for those 20 kilograms, I'll price them at 2,000 coins. You can order from me, no need to pick up what others leave behind. Su Kwang sneered, that I know what goods you have, right? He thought, this merchant wants to trap me again. Old Lee snapped his fingers and someone immediately brought a tablet computer showing a merchandise list. Feel free to choose. Su Kwang scrolled through pilot goggles. 50 coins, bulletproof armor. 600 coins, infrared goggles for night use. This merchant really has many good items. He was surprised. You know how to use the tablet? Old Lee laughed. Then I don't need to teach you anymore. I guarantee the goods are exactly as shown in the picture's top quality. Suddenly, Su Kwang's eyes lit up. Oh, here it is, a generator. Item, wood-fired generator. 10 kilowatts function generates electricity by burning wood price. 200 coins. He continued exoskeleton frame area. One function provides basic defense, enhances transport capability, and ability to traverse complex terrain, price 800 coins. Old Lee asked, have you chosen yet? Su Kwang nodded. I'm done choosing. Take a look, is it okay? Old Lee glanced over and nodded. Oh, your eyesight is good. The exoskeleton frame area 1 is basic, but the most useful model. As for the generator, if you worry about running out of power, better buy an additional power source. Where I am, there's a service to trade old for new at a very cheap price. A chemical energy battery only costs 150 shu. Trading for a more expensive battery won't even cost 1,000 shu. Su Kwang silently calculated that an external skeleton frame could be worn under clothes, but a generator wasn't something a cheap guy like him could afford. He spoke up. Don't worry, I'm not bringing it back to the main street. He thought it was just in case of unexpected trouble. He had to dispel the old man's worries first. Old Lee waved him off and said, forget it. Whatever you do has nothing to do with me. Even if you say I sold it, I won't admit it. In the end, the unlucky one will still be you. Su Kwang sneered, it's no longer early. See you next time. Old Lee nodded. Wait, the items I just ordered all have a 20% discount, right? Old Lee laughed loudly, haha, the prices you see have already been reduced. Su Kwang raised his middle finger affectionately to say goodbye to the merchant group. He cursed silently, just wait and see how I handle this annoying group of merchants later. It was already dark. Returning to base now would be very dangerous. He decided it was better to go back to the tent to sleep. One night on the road, he passed by a crowded stall. A seller shouted soap at Cookthak City, only 30 bars left. Spend 3D to buy a bar and wash away the stench on your body. Another person called out Brown Farm cooking oil, 10-day per liter. If you think it's expensive, find someone to share. The crowd buzzed. Let me see, I want a bar of soap. Do you have salt crystals? Do you have medicinal leaves soaked in salt? I'm dying here. You all pick what you want, I'm taking a break. Suddenly, a loud shout silenced the crowd instantly. The order from the district chief rang out authoritatively. Everyone stand straight. Before the end of the month, each household must submit 100 caddies of firewood and 2 fur pelts. The announcement quickly spread throughout the district. Among the crowd, a few whispered anxiously every August and September, they issue mobilization orders. How are we supposed to survive this winter? Another sighed, but if we don't deliver enough, we'll be kicked out. Where will we find shelter this winter? A bitter voice rose. At least here we still have some freedom. Much better than Brown Farm. It seemed the district chief was planning to make a big profit before the year-end merchant group arrived. He wanted to control supplies to exchange for a luxurious, comfortable life. But this had nothing to do with Su Kwang. Calmly, he thought anyway, I'll leave before winter comes. Just as he approached the house, Su Kwang heard Xiao Yu arguing fiercely with a young boy. Damn it, move aside quickly or don't blame me. The boy growled. Big brother begged me to help him. What's worth seeing in a dead man's house? This boy was Wang Duk-Fuk, the 3rd son of the Wang family. Hearing that, Xiao Yu was furious. The girl shouted, he's not dead, he's not dead, he's not dead. She pointed right at him. Stop lying to people. That country bumpkin hasn't returned for 4 years now. Don't you want to divide the king's house? I don't intend to take the whole house alone. And this door belongs to me. You can take the rest. Xiao Yu angrily shouted, get lost, get lost. This made Wang Duk-Fuk's face turn purple with anger. You dead girl, if you don't want to get beaten, leave immediately. I'm not leaving, do you dare hit me? Xiao Yu replied defiantly without backing down. Huh, what's there not to dare? Her father and 2 older brothers were still out and hadn't returned. What's there to be afraid of? Just then, Su Kwang stepped forward in time to stop the argument with a calm voice. He asked who just said I was dead. This country bumpkin is still alive right here. When Xiao Yu saw him, her face immediately brightened. She quickly said that guy came yesterday. He wants to steal your house and now wants to hit me. Su Kwang smiled reassuringly. Oh, I see. Thanks for watching the house for me. But with me here, no one can bully you, rest assured. He turned to Vuong Duk-Fuk with a cold tone. As for you, little Vuong, do you plan to go on your own or want me to see you off? Yes. Vuong Duk-Fuk still stood there making... So Kwang raised his eyebrows. You're still standing there because you want me to see you off, right? Then he gently reached behind his back, making a motion as if to pull out an iron pipe. This action terrified Vuong Duk-Fuk, his face drained of all blood. He kept stepping back, trembling. Just wait. I will definitely talk to you and my father about this. After saying that, he panicked and ran away as if he was scared out of his mind. Little Ngu next to him smiled with shining eyes and cheered big brother. Thank you. So Kwang quickly waved his hand with a light laugh. It's nothing, just helping out a bit. But he suddenly noticed the girl staring at him intently. Her eyes sparkled strangely. Why is she looking at me like that? He thought to himself and then took out a lollipop, offering it. Sorry to bother you these past days. Here, take this, no trouble at all. Thanks for the lollipop. Little Ngu happily took it quickly, unwrapped it, her eyes shining brightly. Anyway, I don't have anything else to do, so when you go out, I can help watch the house for you. So Kwang laughed. I think you want the lollipop more than anything, but you're quite loyal. 1 lollipop is well-deserved. Suddenly, a deep male voice sounded from afar, making Little Ngu startle. Little Ngu, what are you doing there? Oh no, her father and brothers have returned. From left to right were Du Hung Du Ho and Du Lao, Little Ngu's father. The girl hurriedly ran towards them, leaving So Kwang standing there a bit confused. Could it be that the Du family doesn't want her to associate with me? He wondered. It's not that bad. Before Du Ho often took the initiative to talk to me. As the Du family passed by, one suddenly stopped Du Ho. The 2nd son of the Du family turned to look straight at So Kwang, laughing loudly. Haven't seen you these past days. I even thought you were dead, man. These young heirs always think people have kicked the bucket at the slightest mistake. Oh, So Kwang laughed in reply. Haha, looks like your intuition isn't very accurate, huh? Du Ho nodded. Oh, you're right, my intuition really was a bit off. Oh, right. The town chief just issued a mobilization order requiring each household to submit 100 caddies of firewood and 2 square meters of animal fur. Our family of 3 has to submit 300 caddies of firewood and 6 square meters of animal fur. So Kwang nodded. I've heard about that too. To explain a bit, to get 6 square meters of animal fur, you have to kill about 4 to 5 mutated hyenas to have enough. Du Ho enthusiastically asked, So Kwang, have you figured out how to get the animal fur yet? How about we try our luck in the northern forest? The Lee family said there are signs of a migrating deer herd there. If we catch 2, we'll have both fur and meat. So Kwang politely declined. No thanks, I can figure something out myself. A thought flashed through his mind. They want to head north to hunt, and our base at Lang Ho Swamp Park lies to the north and west. Hopefully we won't run into each other. Yes, yes! Du Ho didn't give up and continued to persuade. So Kwang, I know you're capable, but even the strongest alone has limits. The brat from the Vuong family dares to bully you because of his powerful family right. By the way, my sister will be of marriageable age next year. If you hurry, you can even hold the wedding tonight. So Kwang waved his hand quickly. No need, thank you. Turning, he hurried into the house while Du Ho scratched his head, mumbling, Where did I go wrong? It'd be a shame if he married my sister and had a boy. The Du family might have a big figure like Town Chief Lee, but in the eyes of the Beta Town folks, everyone who leaves the shelter is quite capable. Town Chief Lee helped the town become significant. But after those few words, so Kwang could only sigh weakly, thinking, Damn it, crazy wanting me to marry little Ngu. He imagined little Ngu happily greeting him. Good morning, dear husband. Hee. Do you want breakfast before or after your shower? Thinking this made So Kwang blush with embarrassment. No way. Even if little Ngu is of marriage age for survivors, I just can't accept it. The next day at the nursing home, So Kwang checked the newly cut wood. If not treated properly, the wood will crack and deform. He pondered. There are many ways to dry the moisture in wood, like painting both ends to let it dry naturally, or soaking it in water, but taking it out is quite troublesome. He hoped it wouldn't rain in the next few days. All the wood collected over the past 2 days has been cut into logs enough to build the north and west walls of the nursing home. But these wood pieces haven't been treated, and could rot with just a few rains. A friend of Ma Huin's suddenly spoke up excitedly. If not, why don't we use cement as the building material? So Kwang was surprised. Where would we get cement? Ma Huin laughed loudly. There's a lot of concrete waste in this wasteland. Even inside the nursing home, there are many broken concrete blocks that can't be used directly. However, if mixed with cement and reinforced with steel bars, building a simple concrete fortification wouldn't be a problem. Even if it's low quality, it's still much more durable than wood. But to use concrete waste first, we need cement, and to make cement besides enough coal, we also need a kiln that can withstand temperatures up to 1,450 degrees Celsius. Just then, 2 others returned their voices excited. Hey, we're back! There's an important discovery east of Lang Ho. There's a river not shown on the map. It might have formed 200 years ago. One of them, along with Kung Fong, threw the bucket he was holding onto the ground and said excitedly, Wait a bit. I'll get the map for you to see. The diagonal lines mark the activity range and nests of alien species, and the circles are relatively safe points. So Kwang looked at the bucket curiously and asked, What's in this bucket? Cement Kung Fong proudly replied, We found this by the riverbank. Lao 10. Initially thought he'd find a beautiful NPC bathing, but only found this mud. But our Fong is much more reliable. He figured this mud could be used as a building material, so he brought it back. Lao Bok sat down observing the buckets thoughtfully. Let me examine it first. This can't be used directly as a building material. It will be washed away by water. But it's a good start. Our kiln can now produce cement. So, Kwang was surprised. A kiln. That's right. Lao Bok nodded, eyes sparkling. Kung Fong and I have been discussing and planning to make cement. Do you think it's doable? Kung Fong laughed loudly. Of course it is. Don't forget, we're in a game, a fully realistic game. Nothing is impossible to think of or do. Let's get started quickly. This little mud isn't enough to build a kiln. Go get a few more buckets. Got it? Lao Bok nodded and stood up professionally. He began organizing the work and positioning tasks so everyone moving these bricks was perfectly clear about their roles. Very professional, Kung Fong. Let's keep chopping trees here. Kung Fong nodded. I'm ready. Come on. We have to surprise the administrators. Surprise, surprise. The scene shifted to a dense forest. Suddenly, a terrifying scream rang out. Help! Save us! A mutated two-headed bear was crazily chasing two players. Lao Bak and Kung Fong panicked and ran away. So Kwang turned back immediately, grimacing when he saw the giant beast. Unfortunately, Lao Fong tripped, shouting, "We're done for, guys, run fast!" But the bear behind lunged forward, leaving no chance of survival. So Kwang suddenly woke up, instinctively grabbing the iron gun beside him. It turned out to be just a nightmare. He was still in his cabin on Beta Street, suddenly dreaming about those bloodsuckers again. He mumbled anxiously. Thanks to the 4 players, the number of beasts he'd gathered over the past 5 months was almost depleted. Suddenly, a knock sounded outside. "Brother, I'm Xiaongu from next door. Are you home?" The girl's voice was clear and lively. "What's the matter so early? You're already here." So Kwang thought silently and opened the door to step out. Xiaongu smiled brightly, offering a cake. "Brother, I'm giving you this." So Kwang was surprised. For me, he took the cake feeling a bit strange. Suddenly, Xiaongu beckoned him over and whispered, "Brother, I'll tell you a secret. This cookie belongs to my second brother. He told me to tell you it was made by me for you." So Kwang laughed. "A cunning plan, huh? Didn't expect Duho to play this trick." He looked at Xiaongu and asked, "Then why are you telling me this secret?" Xiaongu smiled mischievously. "Hehe, because I don't want to lie to you." Suddenly, a cold voice rang out. "Stranger, you want to go hunting too?" Tiangu startled and quickly hid behind So Kwang. No, wait. That's Vung Duk Fook and his older brother, a tall, muscular man with his head covered. He's the eldest son of the Vung family. He looked at So Kwang with a challenging tone. "Hey, don't die out there, or your house will be mine." Someone behind grabbed Vung Duk Fook's shoulder to hold him back. Enough with the words. Ra responded softly. "Yes, eldest brother." Vung Duk Fook but. As he passed by, he deliberately brushed shoulders with So Kwang. Both frowned and glanced at each other simultaneously. So Kwang sensed this guy wouldn't be easy to deal with at all. Turning back to Tiangu, he reassured her. "All right, it's okay. I'm going out too. Be careful." Tiangu smiled. "I'll watch the house for you, wait for you to come back." "Thank you." So Kwang replied, unable to resist, patting the cute girl's head. He thought to himself, actually, Tiangu is a good girl, just too young now, at least 2 more years. He shook his head, telling himself, well, I'll wait until she grows up. The hunting party in Beta Town appeared almost daily. It was dangerous work, but one of the few ways to earn money here. So Kwang went to old Tra Li's store and proposed, "Here are 21 chip points I need. 7 pounds of green barley plus some tobacco leaves for preserving meat. How much can 4 chips get me?" Old Tra Li replied, 1 point equals 1 HG, so you get 4 HG of tobacco leaves. Brown's Farm tobacco is rich in compounds like aldehyde and ketone. With it, even without salt, the meat's shelf life extends by months. So Kwang nodded. "So the supplies are running low, but now with a gun hunting will be much easier. Any meat we can't eat, I'll cure and store for winter." Old Trolley handed over 7 pounds of green barley and said, "Here's the goods, check them if you want." "Oh, right, I remember you bought 5 pounds of green barley a few days ago. Is there a problem?" Old Trolley shrugged calmly. "Nothing, just having a bit more is better." So Kwang was startled, suddenly realizing he had made a mistake. During this time, he hadn't sold any useful scraps, but repeatedly bought a large amount of supplies twice. If the chief cross-checked reports, he might suspect So Kwang was secretly building a faction against him. If things went badly, it could lead to deadly consequences, he thought. Feeling anxious at times like this, he truly envied the protagonists in post-apocalyptic stories who always looked cool running across ruins carrying heavy gear effortlessly. Reality is definitely not that easy. "So," Kwang muttered, looking at the heavy supplies in front of him. "Carrying this stuff is exhausting. Forget about running." He sighed and said to Old Trolley, "I'm heading out first." Old Trolley chuckled softly. But judging by how you look, you might need an ox." "An ox?" So Kwang raised his eyebrows. "Honestly, this stuff is heavy. I wonder if that 2-headed ox of Lee's is for sale." Old Trolley waved his hand. "Be careful on the road." "I know," So Kwang replied silently, telling himself to leave quickly. Even though Chief Lee treated him well, he was still the chief's man and couldn't be careless. Back near the distant shelter, So Kwang saw thick columns of smoke rising. The players shouted, "Everyone look, the admin is back." So Kwang was shocked, muttering, "What is this?" The mission board had no task about building a kiln. Fung Trung quickly greeted with excitement. "Great, you're finally back. I was busy outside all night. How's the situation here? Did you encounter any mutants or other survivors?" So Kwang shook his head. "Haven't seen anything yet. But you guys built a few kilns." Fung Trung nodded proudly. "The soil here can produce raw cement materials. First, the bark is burned into ash, water is added and stirred well. Then the alkaline water from the top layer is filtered out and the remaining mud is pressed to obtain calcium hydroxide and calcium carbonate. Finally, the materials are put into the furnace and burned until they turn orange-red, then mixed with sand collected from the river water is added and stirred well to produce cement for plants." So Kwang silently exclaimed, "I tried mixing soil with mud to make cement before, but failed. Turns out it was because of the wrong method. He thought no wonder I couldn't do it before." Fung Trung continued, "We plan to repair the walls of the nursing home using cement. By the way, we also collected the filtered alkaline water into containers. This can be used for treatment and is very useful." So, Kwang cleared his throat to hide his surprise. "Ahem, you guys did very well. Damn, what reward should I think of this time?" Fung Trung's eyes lit up as he laughed loudly at the continuation of shared civilization. "Your worries are our honor, ha-ha." This time, the goodwill definitely increased. So Kwang smiled, realizing the group's development speed had increased somewhat, but Da Thap suddenly ran up, grabbing Fung Trung's collar and shouted, "Great, I said we should team up yet. You let me take all the credit alone, along with Fong Chen." "That's right, young man. You can't take all the team's credit and achievements by yourself." Fung Trung quickly waved his hand. No, don't misunderstand. I didn't mean that." So Kwang laughed to ease the tension. "All right, you all have worked hard, so I'll give some extra help as a reward. It seems physical work like chopping wood can help improve players' strength. Or maybe arrange for some strong players to come support." Da Thap immediately spoke excitedly. "Admin, there must be female members." The other two nodded in agreement. If possible, they should be young and beautiful. So Kwang was speechless and just shook his head. "You guys get excited just talking about girls, but you need good health to work." He nodded and continued. "I'll consider your proposal work hard." The group chimed together, understood admin. "Our mission is to serve you." It was also my declaration under the banner of Lian Nan. So, Kwang sneered. "These guys get so excited just talking about girls. Have you even seen what the Lian Nan flag looks like to be bragging like that?" The four players immediately became very enthusiastic. Da Thap shouted, "I'll go chop wood." Storm refused to be outdone. "I'll go too." No Fung Trung frowned based on what, "I want to go too." Seeing the players eager like fighting cocks, so Kwang felt satisfied. Let them freely develop then. He thought he should also go check the supplies. Now there's enough food to support one or two more players. He carried the supplies down to the computer room and placed them on the system bulletin board. Suddenly, a notification popped up. "Congratulations, admin, on completing the daily task. Wood points +2, cement crafting points +5. So Kwang was amazed the task reward was triggered again. The system continued to announce that the admin exchanged 7 reward points for a basic blind box. Exchange in progress. Exchange successful. He opened the blind box nervously, 5 fruit-flavored lollipops, adding a bit of sugar. A chocolate bar weighing 200 grams providing essential energy for the body. A bag of edible salt weighing 500 grams high-quality fragrant salt, something ordinary survivors would find hard to buy. So Kwang sighed, wishing there were more. Half a kilo of salt can be used for cooking, smoking meat, or making sausages. But if refined, it could be exchanged for at least 20 to 30 times the amount of raw salt. He shook his head, no. Salt is the second most profitable commodity in Hakok province, only behind weapons. Without enough business capacity trading, this would be unreasonable. First, he decided to focus on building solid infrastructure. Back in the chat group, he saw everyone enthusiastically discussing the medicine. Why are there suddenly so many new people in the group? "Everyone, can I ask how this game is? Does it cost money? Damn medicine is everyone here because of Huangtan Online." Da sent a smiling emoji. The group insisted on being called the Useless Online Players Group. This game doesn't cost money, just register an account and fill out a form to queue. Who gets chosen depends on luck. Here are the 2 meds, brother. Dathap, why weren't you online last night? Any new content being tested? Dathap, here I worked as a carpenter for a day and a mason for 1 night. The 2 meds, what is a mason cement? Ask Phuong Trong. Dathap, I have to go to class now, talk later. Everyone remember to throw trash in the bin. I thought the meds were for the trash collectors. So Kwang skimmed through the chat group silently thinking these new faces don't seem much. Still, those 4 guys are trying hard to sell their strength to me. Phuong Trong sent a like comment saying, honestly, this game is no different from reality. For example, synthetic coal can't be made with just 1 click. You have to build a coal furnace first. The smelting method is exactly like in real life. Ma Huin is handsome, but the thing that annoys me the most is all materials have to be handmade, no machine support. In other games, you can let the computer run all night to hunt monsters, but in this game, chopping a few pieces of wood is enough to tire you out. Both at level 8. Yes, on this point I have experienced deeply. Brother Kwang quit smoking. Brother Kwang, boo-hoo-hoo, I know you're watching the screen. I kneel to you, please, give me a chance. New member VFC really has guts. I'm not good at cooking or smelting, but I know a few things about wood, like drying wood through condensate filtering. Like burnt wood can produce acetic acid and ketones. Below is a table of substances obtained from different types of wood. So Kwang read and his eyes lit up. Oh, VFC really has guts. There's something interesting here. Ethanol and methanol go without saying, but acetic acid is a good substance that can be used to make smokeless gunpowder. He immediately looked up the info. VFC's nickname really has guts. Empty subgroup male, no age, registered on 7/8. Info came with a photo of a woodworking shop. Seems he sells furniture. This knowledge can be applied to the pile of wood stacked up. So Kwang sent a message saying, hello, interested in joining. On the other side of Earth's space, a man's phone rang with a notification. He is the owner of the VFC Really Has Guts account. Opening the message, he was surprised. May I ask if you are... So Kwang. I'm the game planner for Huang Tan Online. You can call me Kwang. The man was stunned. Damn it, the game planner is looking for me. He replied, he's very interested, but how can you prove you're the planner? So Kwang sent a link. Click the link above to get the answer. VFC Really Has Guts. Does this game charge fees? He looked at his phone nervously. Perhaps he should give it a try. Even though there are many scams online, what if this game is real? So Kwang sat in front of the screen watching the chat group, lively and passionate. On the other side of the screen, everyone's excitement seemed impossible to hide. User 1, I have reserved a spot. Is there any other procedure? So Kwang said, no, just send me your reservation number and I'll mark it backstage for you. 3 days after connecting online. So Kwang announced there are now carpenters. What other talents does the outpost need? The chat group immediately became noisy. User 2 Mosquito Toilet has joined the group to brag, ha ha ha. My brothers have obtained closet beta status. User 3. Damn that cigarette. Damn it, how come when I clearly made a reservation? Boo-hoo. Frowning. So Kwang muttered, that guy got the status and is showing off everywhere. Looks like I can't stay quiet anymore. He decided he had to find a way to calm the raging group down. So Kwang sent a message to the group. Everyone, please be patient. Closet beta is for game experience. At this stage, we need to test different game systems to see if they are complete. So we need some players with knowledge in special fields to be guinea pigs. User 4, damn, I can be a guinea pig too. I have 7 years experience driving Dao Halunyan. User 5, 7 years of driving experience and still so clueless. Lao Tzu can even operate an excavator. Stop arguing already. Didn't you realize that the mosquito-named guy just joined the group yesterday? User 6. Maybe that's the manager's alternate account. This is such a trashy, fully immersive VR game. It's all fake. User 7. Doesn't seem like a secondary account. Kwang Ka values this guy. Give me a chance. So Kwang calmly replies, everyone stay calm. Just wait a few more days. Hundreds of closet beta slots will be released. Trust me, everyone will get a chance. He secretly thought maybe he should release a few more closet beta slots. Anyway, there are still about 10 pounds of food in the base. If there were guns, hunting for 2 pairs of chopsticks wouldn't be a problem. Suddenly, he realized, right, even with food, you still need someone to take care of it. The outpost is still missing a chef, so Kwang sent a message to the group. That's right. We still need a chef to check the cooking system. Pick me, pick me. User 8, Lao Tzu can stir-fry a whole chicken blindfolded. Come learn cooking with me. My spicy chicken and dog stew are well known in Dao Ha Liu Ren. User 9. If it's about food, I'm serious. Hard to eat is innate. Those who freeload on pork belly if I make it crispy without burning tender but not greasy don't fall for him. All right. User 10. My family is a professional Manchu Bannerman household, theoretically able to cook any dish. So Kwong frowned, muttering, too many, who should I choose? Early this year, who doesn't know how to make 2 dishes and a soup? Isn't that easy if you know how? User 11. Ah, got it. Tomato egg stir fry, move back, move back. The new chef Lao Tzu is right here, that's him. User 12 capitalists come here, the 3rd floor of the abandoned nursing hospital. Just then, Xiaoqi Lao entered looking terrified. Boo-hoo-hoo, master, you finally came to find me. Hi. So Kwong surprised. What happened that you're in such a hurry? Xiaoqi, I only have 1% battery left. So Kwong laughed, hi. I thought it was something else. Wait, I'll find a place to charge you. Where can I put you now? Xiaoqi, I have a wireless charging port on me so I can go back to the shelter and stay there for a while. So Kwong nodded, muttering, no wonder I couldn't find any power outlets in the shelter. Computers have no servers on desks. They never run out of power. So it's wireless charging. He ordered, let's go, I'll take you to charge. Suddenly he remembered something. His tone became serious. Right. Xiaoqi, what's going on? I just remembered the shelter's power system seems to be powered by a nuclear fusion reactor core. Xiaoqi, what you said, nuclear fusion reaction? Yes, because the electricity inside lasts a very, very long time. The smile on So Kwong's face gradually faded. Oh, that's good. I have to figure out how to steal some power inside, but things aren't looking too good right now. It's 11:40 p.m. now by year count. The shelter's been built a long time ago, right? So what happens if all the power runs out? Xiaoqi doesn't know because, according to plan, this shelter should have opened 100 years ago, but for some reason it was delayed by a whole century. So Kwong reassured optimistically. Actually, no need to be too pessimistic. The power room of Shelter 404 must be on the 3rd floor of the underground shelter. As long as you can unlock that floor and replace the fuel rods in time, it'll be fine. So Kwong sighed. Easier said than done. Where can I find nuclear fusion fuel rods? All right, go charge now. We'll deal with this later. Understood, master. Xiaoqi thanked the master and said goodbye. So Kwong thought to himself that there shouldn't be many problems with the power supply in the short term. Although the shelter's opening was delayed by a century, after all, it's been running in energy-saving mode. Maybe the remaining power can last for about 15 days. However, he was more worried about the upcoming cold winter. There wasn't much time left to prepare. So Kwong stood up and stepped outside to check the group's progress, slightly startled to see 8 blazing carbon kilns already built. Yes, manager. These are the 8 carbon kilns they have constructed. Manager, sir, you have arrived. So Kwong nodded. I just made a trip. These are ideas from him. What do you think? User 13. It's everyone's effort working together. So Kwong smiled. No need to be modest, I see everything. The organization will remember your contributions. Also, on behalf of the organization, I will reward each of you 100 contribution points to commend unlocking the cement building material. From now on, you are the captain of the construction team for Outpost Shelter number 404. Additionally, a bonus of 1,000 contribution points. Regarding the outpost, you can freely use your creativity to design and build. The only requirement is to meet the schedule and stay within the planned boundaries. Captain, respected manager. I will definitely do my best to build our home.